Recorded in the pits of Detroit, Michigan. Your ass is listening to Radio Underground. Shit.
Radio Underground. We're not even going to do an intro.
We don't. The fireworks are the intro.
The fireworks are the intro. I'm going to do the intro later.
Sorry,
We're
a couple
talking
of us
about
were
the
late.
freedom of America and the Eagles and all of it. So we have 5 people here today. So we're going to have mic sharing, but not mask sharing. So I don't know if one of us has COVID. We all do because we're all in one little room. But this is episode 63. And it's 4th of July, and the fireworks are fucking crazy.
Yep.
What do you guys think of the fireworks so far?
I don't remember moving to Fallujah, but apparently that's where I live now.
I'm going to turn the other way.
It's been on so long now that it's become normal.
Me and my wife were talking about it, and the first night was like just before Cinco de Mayo when we had fireworks in our neighborhood.
Okay.
Yep.
That's May 5th, and now it's July 4th. That's like almost exactly 60 days.
Yeah,
Oh, it is
that's
60
what
days.
I remember it was May 2nd, and Mike posted on Facebook. It was either Facebook or Instagram, and he was like, "Oh, I didn't know May the 2nd was a holiday." That's how I knew the fireworks started.
Memorial Day was when I really noticed it really bad.
It got really bad.
And then it's been every day. It's literally been every day. Sometimes 5 minutes, sometimes 5 hours.
But it is every single day.
Yeah.
Yeah. I went by the fireworks after I dropped him off last night. Went by the fireworks place on. They used to be the bowling alley.
My dad was so bummed about that.
But it's a fireworks place now, and I dropped him off at like 12:15. So I'm driving by there at like 12:20, and lines of people waiting to get in that place. They're still open that late.
Yeah, they had people.
The side street was just packed with cars.
They had their workers out there like basically guiding traffic all day today.
There's a bunch
guys
of those
with
places.
blowhorns, just like, hey, you got to park over here. You got to park. I swear to God, you can hear them from my house.
Yeah,
Yep.
it's nuts.
It's been absolutely ridiculous. If I could take freedom from people, I would to stop fireworks.
Yeah,
That's how sick of them I am.
I'm
I'm the most right-wing guy in the room, and I want a dictatorship just for a while for the fireworks.
We talked about before boycotts and petitions and stuff.
Yeah.
I literally signed a fireworks banning petition because I got so sick of it
For what? The city or
for the state.
for the state? Okay.
So for them to change the fireworks
Yeah,
laws
make
again.
them go back to fucking Ohio and get their shit,
Yeah.
man. I'm tired
Well,
of
it's
it.
funny. Like I was telling Mike on the way here, it's like I drive over
Or
here,
enforce
and
the
I
laws.
see all these people doing this, but no one looks like they're even excited. It's just like they're just habitually just like lighting it and like staring at it and just like in groups. Like no one's like, yeah.
No one's
They've
pumped.
been doing it for 2 fucking months.
They've been doing 2 months. They're bored of it by now.
So yeah, because I live right by your parents. I'm
Yeah.
like 2 blocks over,
Do we have to keep doing this though?
and I was coming down Eastland, and where you hit the stop sign right at your parents' street, and then
Yeah.
that little jiggy joggy that takes you like kind of rightish.
Yep.
And I was sitting at the stop sign, and this guy came out and put his firework in the street and tried to light it before I came through the stop sign. It didn't light. So I just started going.
Ran over.
I would have
ran
ran.
the fucker over.
I
was like, fuck this. And I just heard somebody behind me like, yeah, real nice. As I was driving past.
Yeah, it was. Yeah.
I was like, fuck yeah.
Yeah, it's going to make a great
so
story
happy.
on the podcast
Ran
tonight.
it over rather than blowing up underneath your car.
Yeah, well, yeah, exactly. But good thing is my
Actually,
car.
I just
My
thought
car.
of something to get you a mic. Hold on a
My
second.
my car would have blown up if that thing would have blown up under my car. My car's a piece of shit.
My buddy Jay's car that used to have had a leaking gas tank.
Yeah, mine's leaking something, so I probably would have had a fire.
Leaking something.
So that would have been fun. But sorry, watching the bikers. But it's out of hand, man. Like, don't have fireworks laws if you can't enforce them.
Well, that's what I was talking to you guys a little bit about in that room or in the chat that we're in. I was like, I wasn't sure if I was going to come over because I didn't really want to like abandon my dog. But like I was telling Mike, it's like it doesn't matter if I try to comfort him, yell at him. I'm getting the same results.
Yeah.
So it turns out I just had to leave the house, and that's what worked.
Yeah, like you said, you thought it seems like he was trying to protect you from the fireworks.
That's what it seems like in retrospect. Now that
Yeah.
I'm seeing the video of him doing fucking nothing right now when it's the worst it's ever been.
That's insane. Dogs, man. Mine was going nuts when we pulled up. Then we got there, and then he runs out in the backyard and watches the fireworks with my family.
How old is your dog?
5.
Okay, so yeah, mine's 7, so similar.
The older one's 7, but she's better with it. He's not. Like, she wanted to get one of those thunder jackets or whatever the hell they are.
Yeah, I thought about getting one of those.
But we didn't. We thought about it real hard, but we didn't buy it.
Well, then you got everybody now. It's like, just get CBD. Okay, well, first of all, I'd like to talk to my vet before I just give my dog meat products. Especially
right.
I was like, no, it's all like, okay, you just are a champion for marijuana.
Yeah.
So I don't really care what you have to say right now. I'm talking about medical experts involving my dog having seizures. I don't need to hear about you're so stoked on weed. That's why I need to do this.
Yeah. When I was moving back here, somebody told me to give my cats. I was bringing them with me in the truck, and they told me to give them Benadryl, children's Benadryl, and I'm like, yeah, all right. No, it's fine. I'm like, yeah.
Give a cat Benadryl.
I'm going to talk to the. Well, I talked to the vet, and she's like, yeah. She's like, just don't give. She's like, give them like half the dosage or a quarter of the dosage that you would give a child.
Yeah,
she's like, so just
listening to medical
Yeah.
experts, even if it's a
yeah.
veterinarian.
She's like, they really just need like literally like a couple drops of it, and they'll sleep like.
Well, I don't know what my buddy used to do when we would go over his house when there was fireworks, and they would give his dog something, and the dog would just lay there like a fucking corpse on the ground while we're all partying. And I was like,
Here, man, smoke
I don't
this.
want my dog to be like that.
Yeah, our dogs get Benadryl in the morning because both my dogs are. We have a pine tree, and it like leaks pine tar, pine sap all the time, and it makes them itch.
Okay.
You know.
Yeah.
So the vet's like, just give them 2 Benadryls in the morning every time they eat in the morning.
I'm going to real quick introduce our special guest and test a mic. so we got, what's your TTT Evil E, or is it just Evil E? Yeah, eat the mic.
Yeah, TTV. Evil.
So yeah, and we'd like to thank you for showing up. It looks like, can you talk again?
Hello.
Yeah, it looks like you're all right.
There.
You're there.
All right.
Levels.
You're just low in the mix, but you're there though.
So we
I'm
can go.
lazy. I've been holding a microphone all day. I want that stand.
Yeah,
Yeah.
take it.
So you're in 3.
I got to the point where I
Another my way over there.
I just need to talk.
Yeah, you're fine.
There we go.
All right. Anyway,
I don't do well with the mic in it.
yeah. I don't know if you guys noticed I'm eating like a baby food packet.
I eat those too.
I thought that was
What do you eat?
spaceman food at first.
It's just organic slammers. I need more fruits and vegetables.
Organic slammer something.
organic slammer.
I need more fruit and vegetables in my diet, and I don't like eating like lettuce or tomatoes or any of that stuff. So I'm like, this is a good way to get fruits and vegetables in my diet. It's organic. Why not?
It's organic.
It's in a pouch.
My buddy juices all his veggies.
My buddy Jack LaLanne did too.
Yeah. My
J Juice Man Cordish.
Jack
There's another guy.
Mullane, yeah,
He's a
he.
juicer.
It's really good. This one's orange, mango, and yogurt. It's epic. It says so right on it. It's epic.
Looks like a IV bag from Spencer's.
And I'm like, my wife's like, is this baby food you bought? I'm like, no, it isn't. And I read the back, and it's made by something baby food company.
Real ass baby food.
I'm literally eating baby food. Whatever, man. Whatever you gotta do.
So do
About
you guys
them
have any
gains.
specific topics for tonight, or are we just going to bitch about fireworks?
Fireworks.
And then we were going to talk about the dude from Mythbusters,
Adam Savage.
What happened with
The
the raping blob.
Some really bad stories came up about his youth and what he did to his
dude.
sister.
the one of the main guys from
Yeah.
Mythbusters?
Yeah, not mustache walrus guy. The other
the
one.
other dude.
Okay.
Yeah, like from the time he was like 11 years old.
Allegedly
he was
raped his little
raping
sister.
his sister, and he nicknamed himself the Raping Blob
There-
to make it
now-
a fun game.
Now you guys can see our comments.
Raped her
yeah,
anally.
dude, it's really not. It's not cool at all.
Are they gonna test that myth though, or
Yeah. Did Adam rape his sister?
Bring back Carrie Byron and our team.
Can we just do more stuff about magnets or something, please, and ignore this?
So Adam's the little guy.
Yeah.
Zach, right?
Yeah.
He was like the third wheel, like kind of smart dude, I guess, right?
Yeah.
Smart guy, yeah. That's weird. He seems like a nice guy.
Well, 12-year-old him wasn't so nice.
So
Yeah.
he was
Levels.
A little rapey.
Levels.
Yeah, the levels are not real time. So if
I
you
can
look it
see
up-
that. I'm like,
Like,
I'm
what's
like,
going
oh, it's
on?
all fucked up.
This whole thing's broke. Forget it. So is Morgan mad at you for not doing a video game stream?
Yeah.
So
Oh,
Actually, I think he's fine with it now. Now that he knows I'm here, so he's good with it. I'll stream
Yeah.
it later.
yeah, you can stream when you. How long it takes you? About an hour to get here.
Yeah, about an
It's
hour.
not bad.
yeah. I was gonna say that's kind of a drive.
Doing 85.
Oh yeah. Yeah. When you pulled up and you were in a Hawaiian shirt, I didn't recognize you.
Yeah, I love this shirt.
You were camouflaged with all the Hawaiian foliage outside.
Makes me feel good about myself.
When I was going through all those pictures after we found out about Jay passing on,
Yeah.
obviously we dug up these old boxes and shit, and man, I forgot I had a Hawaiian shirt that was all just Mr. Clean bottles.
Yeah, I know. I saw that. It's one of the best shirts. I forgot about it, and I saw that picture. I'm like, holy shit! I forgot about that
Yeah,
shirt.
at one point, Target decided to do Hawaiian shirts from like brands.
Yeah.
There was like a Tide one, like Mr. Clean, like Clorox, and I was like, this seems like a good purchase. Look like a fucking total asshole.
Yeah, why not?
Yeah.
I wore a couple on. Well, I had a couple. Yeah, I had a red one and a black one. I would wear at shows, but
It's fun looking back what you wore because it really didn't like. I would always wear like long sleeve long sleeve tees.
yeah,
Then I'd wear a t-shirt over that.
Yeah.
And then I'd wear a button up shirt over that.
yeah. The one picture I saw with the Mr. Clean thing, you had some layers on,
Some layers.
but didn't you have shorts on too?
no, it was cold that time. We were
That was the Wesley Willis one.
Yeah.
yeah.
Oh, so I also when I sent you guys those songs that I made, like the one's a goof song, but then the two songs I'm actually kind of proud of. I think I might have sent just two to you. And
You sent me 3.
Did I? Okay.
Yeah.
Well, the two that I had, I showed them to my buddy that was supposed to start working on music with. He was like, "What's with the fucking shitty keyboard solos instead of guitars?" I'm like, first of all, I can't play lead guitar, but at the time we thought it was funny because it sounded like Wesley Willis.
Yeah,
So
it's like I whoop
I thought
Batman's
it
ass.
fit what you were doing. I thought
it
it
was
all right.
supposed to be a place filler because, like I said, I can't play lead guitar. I can't play solos. I can't play leads for shit. So it was like I had the melody. Hinkle helped me get down the notes for that, and then we just never put guitar in. But I'm like, it sounds like when Wesley Willis just had that pre-recorded like Casio shit.
Yeah,
Yeah.
So,
which is the best shit.
yeah.
I love the "Come On" song. I mean, you might
Oh, yeah, dude,
you might
we're-
hate it, but I
yeah,
love
we
it.
love
I don't hate it. It's just a product of just nonsense and
that's
That's my favorite shit.
But yeah, it was just me fucking with those beats on a keyboard, and then at that point, like the story is we were listening to a bunch of Iggy Pop at the time.
Yep.
And like we said, the "Come On,"
Come On.
it's every song multiple times,
Oh, yeah.
especially during live performances, and it's so
Oh, yeah.
funny.
I even used it in the description of the episode when I posted, like I said, check it out and stuff, and I was like, "Come on!"
That's awesome. I don't hate it. It just has no purpose at all.
No.
It's literally made from two people day drunk
Doesn't need to have a purpose.
in a snowstorm
in a snowstorm at someone else's house. That was
at someone
working.
else's house. Yeah, he wasn't even there, was he?
He
I
just had all the
noticed-
stuff to
I
make
noticed on the
music, so
screen,
no,
Mike,
he wasn't there. He showed up at
break
we
the
did this
ice.
at 11. He showed
Are
up
you
at
getting-
5.
Oh, yeah.
It was like,
Yeah,
what are you guys
John
doing?
Farnham.
It's a great song.
That'd be cool.
Yeah, I got Farnham on our. I don't know what happened to the rest of our playlist though. There was like 12, 15 songs in there.
Yeah.
Then I fired it up, and they're. I mean, I can drag them in there, but I don't know where they went.
Break the Ice. That first song is from the
That's what
movie
I'm saying.
Rad.
Right at the top is the greatest song from the greatest one
I
of the greatest
remember
songs.
I saw Rad when I was a kid, but I don't remember the movie at all.
It's real good. No, I'm not joking. I've watched it 4 times since I
high
purchased
level.
it.
Or not at all.
I had a Rad story last week. We talked about it. I got my 4K copy of it. It's been remastered. Cost me $40 for the DVD, which is the second most. Oh no, it's the most I ever paid because when I got Ricky O back in the day, that was like $28.
I haven't seen that in probably
So
12, 15 years. now.
adjusted for inflation, Ricky O might be the most I've ever paid. But Rad is. But
On Laserdisc.
so I'm part of a Rad group on Facebook because whatever. It's called Rad, the best BMX movie ever. Well, there's like 3, so it's not really hard to be the best. But I posted something in there, and I got a friend request from this guy. I'm like, that guy's name's familiar, and his name is Martin not Arapaho. It's Aparijo, and he's a legend of BMX, and he friended me. And I was like, this isn't a real guy. And everybody's like, yeah, no, he's really in the group. It's the guy.
That's
like,
actually
he's
him.
in the BMX Hall of Fame. And he friended me because I posted my picture of
Yes.
Brad. So
He's a
me
BX
and
Hall of Famer.
he's a Hall of Famer.
Well, you're.
They call him
That's
the
cool.
chairman. That was his nickname.
We'll have to interview him for the show.
What's his name that was killed him? Dave Mira.
He killed
one of
himself.
The weirdest stories about like he's
Yeah.
No, there was no warning signs for that.
No.
but they think he had CTE. Issues?
That's what they said, yeah.
Okay. Because that'd be the only thing that makes any sense. Because his wife and his family said he was like happy. Like he fucking went to his truck and just blew his brains out.
out.
Like that's
He lifted his head up high
horrible.
and blew his brains out.
Well, that one guy they called Gator, he killed a woman and put her in a trunk, and it was actually on Unsolved Mysteries years ago.
Yep.
Wait,
One, BMX guy.
Oh.
No, it was a skateboarder.
He was a skateboarder.
Skateboarder, okay.
That was in the 80s.
Yeah, whatever. Guys on wheels.
Extreme sports.
Extreme sports. You done an extreme sport, Aaron?
Yeah, BMX.
BMX.
Freedom House.
Extreme.
Oh, okay.
Used to have that.
Yeah.
Extreme BMX.
I worked at a BMX track last year when I was in jail. It was at one of the county parks, and I had to mow all
clean it up?
I had to mow the lawn and stuff in my
Oh, that's cool.
OCJ coveralls.
I missed that shit as a kid, just going out to trails and like just with shovels and bikes and just building fucking ramps and shit.
Do you remember the trails behind the junior high?
I remember those ones, and then we also had a set of trails that was what's the elementary that's by the mall? Patton?
Patton, yeah.
There's like Patton, and then there's like a paint store and like a place that has like wood swings right by
Yes.
the whole mall.
Yeah.
There's a condo complex there, and there's a big section of woods. We had trails back there that we built like this huge tabletop and all these ramps and shit back there.
Yep. That's a Cush Paint Company.
Yes, over there.
Yes.
I think a lot of that area is like kind of taken up now, isn't it?
Yeah, they built more condos. I don't know if there's how much
I don't know
woods is over there.
And they're also before they built the condos that backed up to the Roseville High School gym. There used to be trails there.
Oh,
in those
yeah.
woods that were behind the laundromat.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah. That's right.
Yeah, when I was a kid, like that was one of the. Well, we went there to
Smoke.
smoke and
Drink.
and
There used to be trails behind.
But yeah, there was
Rosa
trails.
Junior's one I remember the most, yeah.
And there were ones on the service drive of 94 by 10 Mile. There was like a big wall, like you would get on the trail. It was made just strictly by kids that rode bikes, that you get on the trail instead of going like on the entrance ramp to the freeway from 10 Mile. On that little strip of land up there, there was all these trails up there that you couldn't see from the road. You'd never know they existed. Until
I didn't know. Until you just told me that. I didn't know that. Holy crap.
This would have been like 1998, probably.
Wow. Still even then. Wow.
There were some, too, back by, I think, that Bethesda Church. Or not Bethesda. I don't know that church.
Oh, right over here.
There was like a wooded area, and then
that
you
was
could catch
all-
garter snakes and shit back
That was
there.
all awesome.
Yeah.
Because we had like a little fort back there for hanging with girls and stuff.
Sex
that we
fort.
built. Yes. We had a
Raping
sex
blob fort.
Like I've evolved from BMX as an older person to just mountain biking, but I don't ride on mountains. I just ride, national or state park trails. And
Yeah.
shit.
Yeah.
But like we did the Paint Creek Trail is really nice in Rochester, and I did the Clinton River Trail recently.
Yes.
But if you do those trails that are based off the Yates Cider Mill, you get super fucking lost.
That's what I've heard.
And then your phone doesn't work, so you just end up where there's like 4 ways to go, and you're like, well, I know we need to head this way, so let's take that one. And it's the total wrong trail.
Well, I hear cars, I think, back there.
Yeah.
Well, I knew a guy who used
Need
to do
get a compass.
like I don't know what they call it, geocaching or whatever. But basically, it's like
Yeah, I know what that
like
is.
GPS treasure hunt type
Yep,
stuff.
yep.
And he would go back there, but he'd ride his bike and stuff. And those trails that start at Yates go all the way over to a little park off of Ryan, right by 22 Mile.
And we also go to downtown Rochester.
And also downtown Rochester, yeah.
Boomer Park is where we actually got lost
Yes.
at. That's where my phone stopped working. And I was just like, we'll just figure it out. But it's nice trails. I don't
Very
know.
nice trails.
Biking, haven't you, Aaron?
But yeah, he said the same thing about the ones by Yates. Closer to Yates, you could turn around.
Also, Yates Cider Mill, that little trail that you walk on with your family when you just go to get cider and donuts,
Yeah.
is completely infested with snakes now.
Really?
Like, it's fucking insane. Like, not even just, like, little gardener snakes there. Like, this girl that Janine knows, she took videos. There's, like, snakes, like, in the trees wrapped up, like, hanging down. And shit. Like,
That's
Tree
awesome.
snakes.
and I fucking hate snakes.
What do people release them or something? Like Florida?
I don't know.
At least in the winter they're useless, so you ain't got to worry. Or even fall. But in the summer you got to watch out.
Yeah.
They can move quick in this weather right now.
Janine, like, what's that park that's over by, is like Eddie's Drive-In is that little restaurant that's by Metro Beach?
Yeah.
And then you get the
And there's, like,
spillway
a
right there.
little
and-
trail right there.
yeah,
By
that's
Glass
the
Cruise.
spillway, right?
I know what you're talking about. There's like
Yeah.
there's like an old folks little community
you
center.
get on the trail right by Eddie's driving. It kind of hugs the river.
Yeah.
Well, we're riding bikes, and fucking a snake just came out of nowhere, and Janine ran right over it and just cut it in half, and both sides just like wiggled off. I'm like, I fucking hate snakes. So for me, I'm just like, I don't care if it's a gardener snake, a king cobra, anything. Like, just fuck off.
Yeah, I don't like them.
I have a moderate dislike of snakes, but
I like snakes. I don't.
Spiders don't bother me.
It's a big
Spiders
spiders
don't bother
dude.
me either.
Scorpions. Frank had a scorpion at one point. Fuck, I hated that thing.
I'm afraid of crocodiles, even though I've never seen one with my own eyes, which is, I want to keep it that way.
Oh, I
What about
I did.
murder hornets?
I knew
Yeah.
I knew a guy that had a little miniature alligator.
Yeah, I don't want to be fucking anywhere near one of them things.
It was freaky, but
People
it was
think
cool.
those things grow up and get bigger.
It was freaky, but it was
living
cool. He
dinosaur.
tried to feed it a guinea pig. Man, the thing wouldn't like. He was trying to kill it, and it's like too much hair, and it was like coughing hairballs up, and I'm like,
What the hell?
yeah. And then he's like, oh, I'm glad I didn't see it because he said he had to kill the freaking guinea pig because the gator couldn't do it.
Well, I guess my buddy's property, he lives in Metamora, is getting overtaken by chipmunks right now.
Yeah.
So he has to set up traps where that you drown them.
Yeah.
You set up traps where they go for like the food
Yep.
and they drop to a bucket and they can't.
They just drown and they squeal.
drown. So he's like, I have to fucking dispose of drowned chipmunks every day.
I-
that sounds horrible.
I work with a guy who told me that once. He's like, yeah, I get chipmunks in the garden and stuff. Only one way to kill them. You got to set up basically a plank and
Because they will go for the food real easy.
the food that's in the water, and they'll drown themselves. And you'll hear them squealing. You just got to deal
So
with
are
it.
they so they're basically just getting way too overpopulated and becoming
and I
a
guess
big
he says
damn
they
nuisance.
They eat the wiring and they just chew on every.
Well,
fucking thing.
that's just like
Yeah.
I mean, just like rats.
Yeah.
Rats will chew right through
They're just
wiring.
rats.
And, yeah,
Yeah.
They're called ground squirrels in Kentucky. Same
Same
animal.
thing, yeah.
You guys ever eat any of that shit?
No.
What?
I have.
Squirrel?
I've had squirrel
I've
stew.
had squirrel. I've had
Regular
muskrat,
squirrel, not chipmunk.
And both is awful.
yeah. Somebody
Going out.
Somebody convinced me to try muskrat, and I took like one bite. And went, that's freaking disgusting.
It tasted a lot like duck, which I don't like duck either.
Yeah,
It's really greasy. Slimy,
It was greasy and it was
and you always
gamey, and I
forget
was
how
like,
much,
ugh.
I mean, I've eaten rabbit before.
Rabbit's
and-
fine.
Yeah, rabbit's fine. I don't like. I'd rather you just not tell me. I guess because like rabbit's a fucking cute animal.
I've had rabbit twice, and both times it was in a stew. So it's just like the meat's in the stew.
Yeah, I've had
So
it
slow
multiple
cooked.
ways, but it is chicken. Rabbit
Yeah,
chicken.
that's all it
So
is.
then you feel like the other varmints like muskrat and squirrel are poultry essentially. But yeah,
No, thanks.
not worth it.
Nah, no
This
thanks.
is weird field dressing such a little animal.
Well, yeah, like
Yeah.
squirrels, like
Get a pen
the
knife.
squirrels you see down here, like are way different. Like if you go way up north, the squirrels are like really big and fat. They're
Yeah.
meaty. And then same thing down south.
Yeah. They get our city ones are actually more obese because they eat like city people,
Yeah,
Yeah.
but they're not as like hardy as the ones.
yeah,
out
like
wild.
they're
Our
like
mom will
bigger-
throw out like a
they're,
bag of Captain
longer,
Crunch
they're-
berries for the
Bone
squirrels.
structure.
Yeah, they're
Like they're eating like our breakfast cereals and stuff.
Yeah.
Getting all
I can't think of
fat.
the name of it now, but there's this squirrel, and I want to say it's in Asia, but it's all technicolored. You ever see that thing?
Well,
Here, I'll have
Techno
to-
squirrel.
I'll have to look it up. It's like it's bigger though too. It's probably like 2 times the size of like a normal squirrel we see
Whoa.
around here. But it's like yellow, blue, red, green. It's like every color. It's
oh
cool.
yeah, you're talking about Pikachu.
No. Here, I'll look it up.
what was the story you were going to tell when we were at 7-Eleven? You said
The one I talked about driving all the people's firework.
Oh, okay.
It's just a quick story.
Oh, okay.
We were talking about that because I was going to tell him the story of the firework driving over that I did. And I'm like, no, because we always talk about stuff before the show.
Right.
And then when we get to the show, we're all like,
I was like, no, wait till you
Forget it. Yeah.
Yeah.
so I'm like, no, I'm going to wait.
But speaking of squirrels, I worked with this guy named Terry when I lived out in Utah that was from Missouri. And this is a true story. This guy was bragging to all these guys one day about how great he missed his mama and how great her squirrel gravy was.
Yeah.
And that's why me and my buddy Andy came up with we're going to trademark Squirrel Gravy as a band name so nobody could ever take it from us.
Yeah,
you know.
India.
But
if they did come up with it, they'd have to pay you.
yeah. So
Fucking dude.
whoa, that's cool.
Yeah.
It's like a Technicolor
so he
animal.
tells this story of him and his brother, and they were like out in the Ozarks, and they got a hole in their boat, and they got stuck.
What's up, Morgan? How you doing?
they got stuck in the swamp, and he's like, we were stuck in the swamp for 3 days. He's like, I never ate so many damn squirrels in my life. Didn't want to eat another one for months. No, I'm sitting there, I'm like, this is all for real, man. This guy's like, he was straight up hillbilly.
Telling you his trauma.
He was a straight up hillbilly, man.
Well, they have squirrels and watch the Bear Grylls, whatever the name of that fucking show was. But he was in Siberia. He said the squirrels there are so aggressive that they attack even wolves and everything because there's such a lack of food from it being cold. Can you imagine a squirrel attacking you, like full on coming at you? They're so cool.
Yeah. Like my guy I got on Facebook posted this meme. It's a picture of a honey badger, and he goes, "You mean to tell me that Noah put 2 of these things on the fucking ark?" He's like, they don't like anything or anyone.
No.
He's like, and they got super tough skin.
Like in Louisiana, the Nutria.
Yeah.
Get paid like $1 a piece to go shoot them because they're
Yep.
fucking just.
They're so destructive.
Really? Oh, yeah. They're like, yeah.
They're like a muskrat, but bigger.
I thought Nutria was the sugar substitute. Like,
Yeah.
It's like fucking some.
Yeah, they're like a
Splenda,
muskrat.
that's one.
Like, yeah, they're nasty. They're pests.
wow, I've never heard of him.
Morgan says squirrel gravy is yummy on biscuits. I know.
He's probably right.
Probably.
Do you use flour
Any kind of gravy's good.
in your gravy
I actually hate
or
gravy.
cornmeal? What?
I don't like sausage gravy for like biscuits and gravy. And I don't like Thanksgiving gravy. I don't like either one at all.
Gosh, everything's going so well.
I'm speechless.
Yeah.
It's going so well.
I'm
You had to ruin it.
speechless. I don't know what to say.
Wait, what am I? I'm asking you a serious question.
I have drank boats of gravy.
Which one's better? Use
Industrial
flour or
vats
no?
of gravy.
When they say gravy boat, it's
It's a gravy boat.
For Thanksgiving, I always like barbecue sauce on my turkey for whatever reason. I don't know.
That's not
I would
bad,
actually
yeah,
not have an issue with that.
No, you can't.
They'd be really good in like a
Well,
deep fried
yeah,
turkey.
I mean,
Fries.
all the years
Yeah.
that I did,
Me too.
I did Thanksgiving dinners, full Thanksgiving dinners when I lived down in Utah. Even though we hardly had anybody over, we'd always have somebody. I'd find somebody who was, shit out of luck or just no family around and have them over. But I always did different stuff on top of it. I always did a traditional dinner though, and then I did like this pork loin where I'd wrap it in like chorizo stuffing, and I'd wrap it around it.
I love chorizo.
I love chorizo so much.
It was. I came up with it. I didn't see it anywhere. I go, man. I was like, I just saw somebody who made chorizo stuffing. I'm like, wow, that would be good. Like layered in like a pork loin and rolled up into like a pinwheel. And so I tried it, and like we had like 5 people there that year, and I got barely a sliver of it. It was gone.
We'll do chorizo like hash browns, like the cubed hash browns,
Yeah.
and cook chorizo in it. Oh, fuck.
Yeah.
We did Mexican burgers today for dinner. You ever do that? Where you take the
Hopefully
pounded
we ain't
ground beef,
wagging
you
out.
just do the taco seasoning in it, mush it up.
That's a
and
good
then
idea.
Burgers, and then you just make normal burger, cook it the same way you normally would, but it's already got the taco seasoning in it. And then we just did toasted buns with pepper jack cheese, lettuce, avocado, and chipotle sauce.
What's the bar? The bar across from Slows on Michigan Avenue.
Mercury Bar.
Yeah.
Yeah,
You ever had their chorizo burger?
I haven't.
It's a regular. It's 2 patties. One's a regular burger patty and one's a chorizo patty.
Nice.
And they put like red onion and a bunch of other stuff on there. It's one of the best burgers I've ever had.
The
Yeah.
place,
And I've never gone back
there was
for
a
it.
place that really, really sucked shit over by Dooley's. It was called like the Hangover Bar.
Yeah.
For a minute.
Yeah, it was
Yeah.
right next to it.
Yeah, but they had one of the best burgers I've ever had. It was a Mexican burger, and that's the first time I ever had that. I was like, "What's a Mexican?"
That
burger?"
was the Hangover 2.
Hangover 2. Yeah,
There was
Yeah.
good viral videos of beatdowns. in the
There was some
parking
stuff
lot.
going on there.
People get knocked the fuck out and like.
They
seizing
had
up.
the original one, which used to be the old Mother's. That was
Yeah.
where they put the original hangovers. They
on
had
13.
really good food there.
the food at Hangover
They
2
had,
was
yeah,
awesome.
they
Is
had
that
really good
the
food
Mexican
there.
burger?
Mexican burger was there, and I was like, I never even thought about putting taco seasoning and ground beef, and then just making a burger from it. You bite into it, it just tastes like you're eating a taco, but the toppings is what makes it, like,
Yeah.
for sure. And we even did the, you get Doritos, and you just crunch it up in your hand, and sprinkle a couple crunch up Doritos on top of the burger as like a topping, yeah. like Salt Bay.
Anytime you
Yeah.
put Dorito in anything, I'm good.
I was thinking of
I'll
Nacho
eat 'em.
Libre, where he's like,
I don't really care for Doritos.
No.
so it's not my thing.
the taco flavored Dorito is so good.
Yeah.
yeah,
Do you know, like, that was the original Dorito.
Cool-
taco flavored.
Yes.
Not even Cool Ranch or nacho.
No.
Before Nacho
Cool
Cheese,
Ranch-
way
Cool Ranch
back
didn't come
when
around
they
till
first
we were
came out,
kids.
It was a taco
And
flavor.
Jay Leno was the spokesman of
Yep.
Doritos.
You know, I wish they would take.
White and orange bag.
I would
Yep.
take.
That was right.
Yep.
Yep,
If I had
and
one
orange.
wish, two wishes.
Still buy those every now and then.
Yeah.
They come.
But like they completely disappeared for years.
Ask for more
But
wishes.
yeah, they brought them back. But that was the original. And then Nacho Cheese came out. And
Taco kind of went away.
Yeah, there used to be a sour cream and onion.
Really?
Yes, Dorito.
I remember
in a
when
green
Cool
bag.
Ranch came out in the 80s.
Yeah. So I have two wishes in life. These are my only two wishes.
Sure.
Ban fireworks.
Yeah.
2, ban Cool Ranch Doritos.
Ah.
Cool Ranch.
Fuck them. They're the worst.
Well, back in like
Well,
in like
you're allowed to be
1992,
wrong.
Or you could pick something better.
Yeah.
back
that
in like
tastes good.
1992,
I don't
I
like
was
ranch
working
in
with these
general.
guys, and we, back before internet, you would call like the hotline for the company and voice your complaints, So we were all working at the car wash right up here. We all just kept calling Doritos, telling them to bring back Jumpin' Jack flavored, which was the Monterey Jack flavored pizza. They came in only in a black bag, and they were only around about a year. We must have bombarded them with like 70 fucking calls in like one, because it was raining and there was nobody coming in to wash their cars, so we had like a couple hours to kill.
Funny.
A lot of times they discontinue stuff not because it didn't sell well. It was promotional, but the like ingredients they use to make them, they don't make money off of them, or they can't get enough. Like chili cheese burritos, everyone goes on about chili cheese burritos.
Yeah.
They can't get enough of whatever they put in it.
Yeah.
They can't get enough of it to like do a year round with it.
It's
Just don't.
Malabar meat. Yeah.
They have a cheesy burrito out now that's pretty good.
Made of deep.
It's a
fried
grilled
eagle.
cheese burrito.
Is
It's called the grilled cheese burrito.
I had 2 of those last night.
They good?
I was a little intoxicated, so I don't remember.
Was it good, though?
I do remember it was creamy.
Like
Creamy.
Mike said, though, too, there's something to be said for making something exclusive when it doesn't need to be.
Yeah.
Like the Popeyes chicken sandwich. Like I don't eat Popeyes. I don't even know nothing about it, but I do know that they or the McRib is another one.
Yep.
You just roll
McRib.
these things out and you make them exclusive, so like you make it like a big deal, and then it gets all the hype train going.
Yep.
back up
Yeah.
again.
So when it does come back
Well,
again,
yeah,
you
it's
got
like for the longest time at McDonald's, every year in March, the Shamrock Shake.
I love the Shamrock Shake.
And everybody would like go bonkers of it. They didn't keep it all
I've
year.
never had one.
It's
good.
great.
You like drinking toothpaste?
Yeah, sure.
Because that's pretty much what it. No, it's really good. Though.
I like mint.
Yeah,
Yeah.
me too.
I do too.
I told a coworker the story though, talking about eating toothpaste. When I was me and Frank went to. My dad was working in Kentucky, Covington, not where my family is, like near Cincinnati.
Cincinnati, yeah.
And for some reason, Frank dared me to drink mouthwash, Listerine.
Ooh.
Oh,
And they put Epicac or some sort of thing in there so that you can't get drunk off of it because you throw it up immediately.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
And you'll never have an urge to vomit so strong in your life. Like you can't. It's totally involuntary. You can't. You're like, bah! It was like 90 seconds, and it immediately came out.
that's like
You
that.
can't. You can't keep it down.
It's
But
like that
the good
episode
thing
of
is that it
Family
doesn't
Guy
smell
where
like
they
vomit
do-
in there. It just smells like the mouthwash.
I just always think of that episode of Family Guy where Peter gets them all with Stewie and Chris Griffin and Brian to all drink Epicac
that
to
cat
see
doing
who
up there?
can hold it down. Whoever
ruining my
whoever
wall.
held it down the longest gets the last piece of pie
Yeah,
for dessert.
Oh, yeah, it's a contest.
Yeah, and they're all like, "Wah!"
Whoever,
Going back to chicken sandwiches for a minute, the only topic I wanted to talk about is this goddamn Chick-fil-A that opened in Novi.
oh, yeah, is it by...
Dude,
I've never
they-
seen
They
it.
put it in the most shit-ass spot you could put it in
Yeah.
as far as traffic and parking goes. So,
Where is it? Like Grand River or
no,
off
so most people don't really know the layout of 12 Oaks, but more people probably know the layout of Lakeside, and they're very similar.
Okay.
It's the same design of mall property. So could you imagine putting a fucking Chick-fil-A where like Red Lobster is at Lakeside Mall? And so the line to get in Chick-fil-A is 200 cars long.
Yeah.
So they feed the line from the freeway. The first day they opened was a Thursday. It was backed up onto 696.
I'm never going to eat Chick-fil-A then. I'm not waiting.
Yeah.
So
not
now
waiting.
it goes off of
200
Novi Road.
cars.
It goes off Novi Road. It comes into the mall property, which is like the big circle drive that goes around the mall.
Yeah.
It goes down probably about a quarter mile,
Gotta keep my screen.
and then they rerouted into the parking lot to come back out the other way. It just log jams fucking everything, and it's consistently at least 100 cars in the line
Wow.
every day. Even at breakfast, which I've never eaten at Chick-fil-A in my life. I
Yeah.
don't know shit about it. I know people fucking love it because apparently they'll wait they're waiting for 2 hours for chicken sandwiches.
It's insane.
Yeah, well,
I don't want anything that badly.
But there was no open field that this could just be put in to just exist on its own merit. And
I guess not.
tie up the mall property.
it's just like Popeyes. I mean, Popeyes was shit to me, and I waited 30 minutes for that, and I got both sandwiches, spicy and original. I'm like, this is just shit.
At the
Yeah.
end of the day, it's just a chicken sandwich.
Yeah,
Yeah.
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 I'd be happy with.
But
just
that's what
going
they
and
do.
getting
They
it.
make you think like everybody else is getting this. You got to get it too, and that's
I-
how we live.
The longest I ever waited for anything was when the lockdown was pretty much still going pretty strong.
Yeah.
And my parents, I drove them to Culver's.
Oh yeah.
I looked at the line there at Meyer, and it's that talking about a bad place.
Yep.
It's in a plus it's under construction. I was just aggravated. I hadn't driven in a month.
Yeah.
So I'm stressed out because I haven't left the house. And now I'm driving. And I saw that line. I'm like, I'm not going in there. Well, it ain't that bad. My parents, it ain't that. Like, no, I'm not going in
It's
there.
not that bad.
Then I went in there, and it was like 45 minutes
Yeah.
to just get my onion burger, butter burger.
I mean, like,
45 minutes
All
ain't
of
bad.
this-
That's like White Castle is anytime you go there, no matter
you'd
what.
be the only person in White Castle.
And it'll
when you're
be 45 fucking
But it's
minutes.
only that White Castle, isn't it?
No, it's,
you
Grossbeck
go to-
sucks ass too.
I haven't eaten White Castle in 20 years, but I always knew that one was really bad. Like
I
on Gratiot.
actually got to the point where I'm like, I'm not going to this one anymore. I go to this one over here, and it was just as bad.
Just
and-
the
and then I-
Gratiot still have the little like conveyor thing
Yeah.
that comes down.
Yeah.
Like,
So they have 2 lines, and they still can't get people out of there quickly.
but why is it? The food's already pre-made.
No, I mean they grill the sandwich, the burgers.
It is made to
Yeah,
order.
yeah.
Yeah, they
Oh.
do make it while you're
So
there.
yeah.
got to the point where I ordered online.
Patty, though.
That,
No,
like
no.
McDonald's were
No, they
shipping
got
No, they
like
make
they
it-
got the steamers.
Yeah,
They're constant.
You'll go in there, you'll see the stuff on the grill.
fancy.
Especially if you get
Good.
breakfast, they cook it like you're looking at them cook
Yeah.
it.
Actually, if you look it up, like White Castle hamburgers are actually one of the most healthiest hamburgers because
Yeah,
because of the way they steam grill them. It's just onions, and most of the fat just runs right out of them.
Yeah,
They're actually
it's true.
extremely lean.
I thought it was like Culver's or Wendy's.
Yeah, well, no, I'm not saying they're number one, but they're one of the their
It
burgers
has a lot
are
less
actually
fat
not
than you
that
would think
bad
it
for
would.
you.
Do you know who?
Yeah.
Like when they
I'm gonna
when
get White Castle.
You should
No,
Get a-
I'm walking-
get a
you
crave
haven't been
case.
Talking much. I don't need
get a grave case for the. I said grave case the first time.
Grave.
Get a grave.
That's
case.
the Halloween
That
version,
might
guys.
be what it is. 'cause
You're
it's
in
gonna-
grave danger.
You ought to get a bunch of crave cases and see how much we could eat until we all just explode your fucking bathroom.
in honor of
20
Joey,
minutes.
in honor of Joey Chestnut eating 75 fucking hot dogs.
He broke
today.
his record again, didn't he?
Whoa!
Did Matt
he
Stoney
really?
compete against him?
I'm not sure. They had to lower the amount of competitors this year because of the Corona mania.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I think Matt Stoney's just been kind of
Would-
doing this YouTube thing, making money that
Just
way.
look at 75 hot dogs and then look at your body and be like, where's it all
Yeah.
go?
Well, yeah.
We did
I
a
mean,
hot dog contest at work one year, and I did 9.5, and I thought I was going to die. The guy who won did 13, and he was about to die.
What amount of time are we talking?
Well, we didn't even do it timed. Like we
Oh.
started at lunch, and like by the end of the day, so
By the end of
12,
next week,
12
I
to
had 30
5.
hot dogs.
So like from 12 noon till 5, and like I did 9.5, and I was dead.
I'm a relatively skinny guy, and there's days where I feel like I could do some damage to some food. Like, you remember the Rojo restaurants?
Yeah.
They used to have like a 8-pound burrito or something.
8 pounds.
Something like
I
that.
thought it was like 13, wasn't it?
Was
13?
it that much? Yeah, it was a big burrito that was like $30, but it was like if you could eat it in X amount of time, you get like some plaque or something.
Yeah.
And there was days where I was like, this
Only
is
in
not
America.
The day.
I-
But then there's other days where I have no intention of going
Only
to
in
Rojo. I'm like,
America,
this
man.
would be the day I need to go there.
I could eat extremely fast if I stretched my stomach out and trained. I'm not saying I could win a championship title or anything, but I could do a YouTube channel. I know for a fact. I can eat super fast. I don't mean like body fat. I mean like you have to stretch your.
Yeah,
actual-
right.
Your body fat has nothing to do with the actual
No,
size.
it don't matter how.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, it don't matter how big you are.
If you look at the guys that win the contest, they're Al and Jay
Yeah.
size. They're not. They don't look like me and you.
No, I know that.
When I used to when I worked at the bar, we had a hot dog machine that would go on Sundays. We'd have hot dogs on it all day, and I would eat them all day long. I work a double shift, and I would eat 1 or 2 every hour.
That's crazy.
And they're like, "How do you do that?" I'm like, "I don't know, man. I just keep it hurt the next day."
You just made me think of it, but
Meat sweats, too. Don't you get meat sweats?
I get meat sweats. Yeah,
Texas State Brazil will give you those meat sweats.
yeah.
Mike and me went to a barbecue place, and we both got the biggest combo there. And you crushed it. You are a fast eater, and I'm just sitting here eating like.
Yeah, I probably could have a channel. I really think I could have a YouTube.
Do it.
But I'm already in bad health, so I don't want to. I don't want to make it worse.
That's
You
what
know?
you do. You do a food channel that blows up, and then you use that to help the success
so
of Radio
sacrifice
Underground.
1 year, and hopefully I don't die in that year.
The money roll in, and then just like anybody,
It's worth
you're
it.
Gonna go ahead and eat that shit and get in shape at the same time, so it's gonna work out. Just
What was the show Man versus Food? He's Adam Richman. He stopped doing it because he had started
Yeah,
having
the
health.
second guy now.
Do they?
Yeah.
Yeah.
He stopped doing it though because he started having like serious health problems.
There's a guy that kind of does what he did called Randy Santel, and he does the food challenges all around the world.
Yeah.
And he's a huge guy, he's 6'5", but he went from like 230 or 240 pounds to 398 because he kept doing it.
Yeah.
And he lost about 100, so he's about 300, which at 6'5" is not the awful, but it's going to be affecting his health. He's going to have to stop.
Oh yeah.
Well,
And,
yeah.
but Matt Stoney and the reason the YouTube guys though can maintain health, or Joe Chestnut, those guys, because they don't do it all the time.
Right.
But if you're doing like 300 challenges a year, so there's only like 2 months off that you're not doing challenges.
Yeah, right.
Yeah.
It's not good.
That's the other thing I thought about with our hot dog challenge was, like, we got the Costco, like the all beef, thick ass quarter pound hot dogs, and we ate 9.5 or 13 of those. These guys are eating those skinny ass Nathan's hot dogs, which ain't
Yeah.
shit.
Yeah.
So my math, or the hot dogs from Costco make it equivalent of, I don't know, 40 or 50 hot dogs probably. That might be exaggerating a
Yeah, a
little
little
bit.
bit maybe.
No, it's not.
That's like the ones that we'd get at the bar. They were just a little thin, but they were all beef.
Yeah.
But yeah, I mean,
They got to be all beef.
I would put like 25 of those things down working on a Sunday, and
bun too, or just hot dogs?
yeah, the buns and everything, man. I would eat
that's
like
a lot
one
of
or
carbs.
two every hour I work, and I'd work like a double shift during football season.
It's a lot of
They're-
carbs, man.
People are like, "How many of those you eat a day?" I'm like, "I don't know, man. I just
By some miracle, I've dodged diabetes.
Yeah, me
I don't
too.
know how, but I have. And every time we go, they don't want you to be like over 100. It's been 101 for like 10 years. Like, well, you're a little.
Is it pre-diabetes the new rage?
That's one of the things. Yeah,
Yeah.
I've been around for a while. Though.
I need to go and probably get checked out because, like, since I quit drinking, I bought stock in Blizzards at Dairy Queen and Slurpees at and then my mom just buys snack cakes, and I just I gotta have like 8 of them in my freaking lunch to go to work.
I love my
I
mom,
need my
but
honey buns.
I love my mom, but she is the worst if you're trying to or need to quit something. It's like Dad's diabetic. Well, yeah, we only buy a couple of cases of Coke now.
Some heroin this morning.
Yeah, it's like, she's like, well, if we don't buy it for the house, he's just going to go and get it, go to the store and get it himself. Good.
That'll be.
He will not go as much as you think he will.
He doesn't like leaving the house that much.
Yeah, he will not. Yeah, plus you're going to go, if my dad gets in the car, my mom's going to be, where are you going?
Yeah, she'll stop him. She'll guilt him into not going.
I read news though on people who are obese getting back to healthy weight. It's really grim, in that the success rate is like less than junkies.
Yeah.
You're more likely to get off heroin than go from 300 pounds to a healthy body.
And honestly,
Damn it.
a lot of times they get really sick from it. They get really messed up.
I've
from
seen people lose weight and then die.
Yep.
Because they lose it too quick.
Gary Schwartz, man, our cousin Keith's best friend. Guy lost all this weight when he started dating this girl. He lost like 150 pounds, and then like 6 months later, he just dropped dead.
Well, they dehydrate themselves. They
Yeah.
don't, fat has a lot of water in it,
Yep.
It does.
and if you lose it too quick.
Yeah, and he did. He lost it like really
Now,
quick.
if you're
man.
young, it's like anything. If you're like a 450-pound 23-year-old can lose all that weight in 6 months and live.
yeah.
But if you're my age and I go from, I mean, I'm not 400, but if I weigh 260, if I went down to 180 like by the holidays, I might keel the fuck over.
Yeah,
You can't
that's
lose
too
weight that
quick.
You
Yeah.
gotta
Can't.
do it
Janine
smart.
watches that 600-pound Life all the time.
Yeah.
I've never seen it. My buddy
I
and his kid
can't.
watch
I know
it.
his mom watches it a lot.
The doctor's kind of funny.
I can't. I don't know what it is.
My buddy and his kid watch it.
I like Dr. Pimple Popper. Not
You-
the show. I like her.
I like her too. I also like the show, but I like her.
You know
Yeah,
who she has to thank for that show is Daniel Tosh. Because the first time she ever had a clip, she had, YouTube videos, obviously, and then Tosh got her
Got the first
recognition,
big
and
break.
That's how she got the show, is from being on
Yeah.
Tosh.0.
I had no clue. Thank you, Daniel Tosh. Always giving back.
I don't want to sit in the
I-
Tosh.
I do too. I didn't realize. Honestly, I haven't watched his show in forever.
I have.
Is it
watched
still on?
I think it is, but
It
I
is.
just more like how he just doesn't give a fuck, but he's just like a straight shooter, and he doesn't...
Oh, yeah, exactly. That's what I like about him
Yeah.
because he doesn't fucking care.
No, the first several years where that show was really good, but I haven't watched it in years. So.
Yeah, I quit. I don't have cable. So.
I also don't have cable, so if I watch it, it's like just clips. But
I have
Who's
it,
closed?
and it's not worth it.
what?
I was going to DoorDash White Castle.
Wait. They have different hours because of the
Really?
Corona.
Currently closed.
Well, probably because of the holiday.
Oh, it's the holiday more probably than the Corona.
Oh
even.
yeah.
Today is a holiday.
Well, McDonald's is
only
open
for another 40 minutes.
Well, I don't think that.
Yeah, McDonald's will be open during a fucking nuclear holocaust.
Actually, no. McDonald's has been closing at 11 o'clock too.
This one though, they stay up.
No, I don't think they have like the
No.
weekend hours.
No, not anymore.
Everybody's been closing early.
Going back to other bad eating habits that remind me of things with Morgan is he would eat all that shit that spun on the rollers at 7-Eleven.
His diet wasn't great.
Like,
That's good stuff, man.
he's the only person I know that ate that shit.
Oh no.
You'll eat it?
Oh, dude, taquitos and shit all the
I've
time.
never had anything off of any spinning metal
No?
from 7-Eleven in my
No.
life.
Oh, I have, but I was always drunk. So
No one has worse eating habits than Stones Malone. Even though he's thin, my brother-in-law, Stones Malone, he sustains himself off 7-Eleven.
Are you serious?
Dude, 5
Yeah.
taquitos for $4? Fuck yeah.
I would not even know what the stuff's called, what it costs.
I eat them once in a while, but I don't eat them often.
5 taquitos for $4.
Yeah.
Buffalo chicken rollers.
Yeah.
Monterey Jack chicken. Steak and Jack cheese.
the big bite.
Now I'm just feeling stupid for eating somewhat healthy.
Jalapeno. I
You-
don't even
you-
like cream cheese, but the jalapeno cream cheese ones are good.
Who doesn't like cream cheese?
What?
Cream cheese is great.
It's just not something I think of, and it's in a Mexican themed food is. It's just me, but I should
the
because
Fiesta one with
Chili's
corn in 'em
or
now.
Poblanos stuff. Poblanos they have it and stuff.
Cream
It's-
cheese is like the basis for almost any dip or like jalapeno pop or anything like that too.
That's
usually.
true
Yeah.
because my wife makes a really good spinach dip, and she uses cream cheese and like pepper jack and spinach and
The Founders artichoke pepper beer cheese dip they have
Yeah.
at Founders Brewing is fucking amazing, and they sell it at Meijer now. You can
Ooh.
buy it in a little tub, and you microwave it for like a minute, and
Yeah.
dip like some toasted rye bread into it. Phenomenal.
damn it sucks and nothing's open. I'm gonna have to go home and eat like a hot.
Yeah, there is nothing going to be open tonight. Nothing at all.
Well, I mean, it's ridiculous. Like,
Tonight.
7-Eleven, they'll be open.
Tonight's
They close at
episode of
midnight.
Radio Underground is
Yeah.
sponsored
We
by
were just there and I saw
so
the
many
sign.
different foods. We've just been plugging everybody's stuff,
Like a fucking
man.
lonely housewife podcast. Now.
We're just
All this
plugging
fucking
everybody's
giving out
food.
recipes.
tonight.
I should have taken leftovers from
Other
Craig's
gay
in-laws'
shit.
house.
You know the 7-Eleven is like a lot of them are closing at
That's what I was saying.
midnight.
They're open from 6 a.m. to midnight.
Yeah, a lot of them.
That seems okay.
Checkers is open. We can see how much bad shit from Checkers.
Nah.
Have you guys tried to take bottles back yet?
I haven't done it.
I will tell you a story about Top Bottle coming back. So, because my wife's on the board at the baseball,
Okay.
junior sports, and they've been doing a bottle drive because they're probably not doing a football season. They weren't sure if they're going to have a baseball season.
Okay.
They are going to do a quick, shortened baseball season. But people were donating bottles to the point where even Stonewood donated a bunch of bottles.
Mm-hmm.
They filled up the bathrooms with these bags of bottles.
They said there were $80 million in Michigan of returnables.
Well, she also filled our garage with these bottles too. So her and my 2 kids, because she isn't working, her place isn't reopened yet, and they've been taking them back. And most places have $25 limit, so they've been taking back the max.
That's what I was going to get at, was the limit.
Some places will let you do it if you're going in and cashing in your slips that day to get the money for it. They only let you do 25. But if you're taking the slips and bringing them back at a later day to use them to shop, they'll let you do more than 25 at a time.
I don't want to say my place that I go to get my beer, but we talked about this in the chat room last night because I don't want anybody to go there. But that guy does not care about. There's no machine.
Yeah,
it's old. It's 1990 style. Where
I got
how many
40.
you got?
I got $15 worth, and it's so fucking convenient because that's where I like to buy my craft beer from.
You can fill growlers and shit.
Yeah, so
yeah,
I
it's
just
awesome.
go there and I fucking drop them off. But I think he has a limit now. But then I like to go to what's the place on Shaner and 12 Mile? Finesse. They got a $4 limit.
$4?
I didn't know that. I was like, thought it'd be at least 10. I'm like, well, this
It's the worst limit in the history of
Why $4?
No, you want to know the go down to Martin Road, Kinzer's, Ice House.
Yeah.
Before you get to 94, $2. So you can't even bring a case of beer in. $2. You cannot bring. I brought 1 case in. He goes, that's too many. I go, it's $2.40. He's like, $2. That's the limit.
That's
I go.
why I asked about this.
It's a case of freaking beer.
I go to, they have the limits posted on the door, and the highest one I've seen is $10. But they've mostly been like he said, they're $4, $2.
I think
So
D
it's
Brothers up here isn't too bad.
I got a nickel and dime my plate like shit away. But yeah,
So-
I go to like Phoenix is where I usually get my beer from before I come here.
Yeah.
But I don't know, man. That place just like smells like coronavirus in there. So
I don't like that place. So, but a lot of people forget that Costco has bottle return machines. So my wife's been taking stuff there because they don't have a limit, and they'll let you just sit there, and people forget this.
You just told the whole.
I just told everybody. I just ruined the whole thing.
Mega fan base.
No.
Told Morgan.
No, because you can go right to the customer service desk and.
I probably have enough to get like a Costco coffin
So
right now.
anyway, they've been taking it back every single day, and so far, my wife and 2 kids have cashed in almost $800 worth of bottles.
Oh my god!
Well, you
Think
can go
about
to
that.
Kroger
That's
and do it. They got the machines.
8,000 bottles they've done in the last 3
Kroger's
weeks.
The worst place to take bottles because those machines just break down constantly.
She tried taking it
Yeah.
there. She had too many people yelling. She's like, "Oh, you got too many bottles." She's like, "There's 3 of us, $25 each. Shut up."
Yeah, I will always see. Not saying that your wife's doing that, but I will always see one person that puts their cart right in the middle of 2 machines, so they can just double fist them.
Yeah.
It's like, no, that's not how this works. You pick one and give someone else a machine.
Yeah, yeah.
Yeah.
So are you implying that people are rude and selfish?
No.
At the grocery
I've not
store.
seen that.
No.
I've never complained about people being selfish on here once.
It's fucking wild up there. It's like, why can't we just get rid of deposit here? I'd rather
All right.
just recycle it and not pay that on the front end.
Yeah, that is a good point. We can just throw it in our big red bins and just be done with it.
Oh man!
Don't
I'll
throw
tell
them out.
you,
Don't throw them in your garbage. Throw them in the bin. Get rid of the fucking deposit.
When I lived in Utah, we took them to the recycling. We had can crushers.
Yeah, can
Everybody
crushers.
had a can crusher at
California,
their
same thing
house.
in the garage, crush it.
Yeah,
and
everybody had a can crusher at their house. Basically, I had like a bucket with like a strainer thing, and I would just we would rinse them out, put the cans in there, and just let it dry out, and then crush them.
Why
and
does our state have so much unique
every
fucking shit?
Yeah,
the Michigan turns and
The
fucking-
turns, just the insurance that we do. Like every other state does insurance one way except us. It's
Yep.
fucking insane. The fucking deposits, like what's it? Us and Oregon are the 2 that have 10 cents.
Yeah,
Like fuck off with this.
yeah. We're like
Calling soda pop, having party stores. It's fucking weird. Like, so much rando shit in this state.
when I lived in Utah, I told my buddy Tony, I was like, "Hey man, hit the party store. I need to get some shit."
What, like some balloons?
And he pulls. He's like, looks at me, and he doesn't say anything. He just keeps going, and we're driving for like 10 minutes, maybe 15 minutes, and he pulls up in the Party City parking lot. I go, "What the fuck are you doing?" He goes, "Well, here's the party store." I go, "No, that's Party fucking City, dude. I want a party store." He goes, "What the fuck are you talking about?" I go, "A party store, cigarettes, party store, pizza, Mountain Dew, beer, what.
Yeah.
And
Beef
he's like,
jerky,
he goes, "You mean the gas station
or convenience store.
But it's just gas stations. Every gas station's convenience store out there. They sell beer because you can't buy liquor anywhere but the state liquor store. So there's no party stores. There's no convenience stores really. There's grocery stores.
Decided every place that sells all the bad shit just called a fucking party store.
And I'm sitting there.
They used to sell porn before the internet.
Well,
Phoenix still has porn.
Oh, do they? Yeah, you go in there.
Oh yeah.
Phoenix is the place that tried stealing porn
Like
from.
Jenna Jameson is the newest porn star on their magazines.
Roseville Liquor, man, they get a fresh supply. Somebody buys their porno because we know the guy there. He's like, man, I'm always ordering.
I was a perverted
magazines
kid,
and
so I tried
videos."
stealing like a multi-pack of porn mags from Phoenix. And like the guy, and they were right by the front door at the time, so I'd grab one and he's like, "Hey!" And I'm like, "Ooh!" And I ran out and I went right out of his door, and then went right again, thinking, "Oh, I'll just go through the parking lot and go through the factories behind it."
The fence.
Except there's a fucking wall.
Yeah.
So I made another right.
Tremendous wall, a fantastic wall.
I made another right, and then made another right. And next thing I know, I'm only 3 feet from the fucking door. I just ran out, and I just dropped all the stuff, and then finally made a left and was running.
There's always a fuck ton of broken glass back there too.
Yeah, it might have been at that point, but
That's just
behind Phoenix.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You and your girlfriend, you exercise and stuff. When I used to run, going down Groesbeck, it's just the terrain is uneven because there's no sidewalk.
Yeah.
And then there's just shards of glass, like gravel. It's like it's the most treacherous, like flat land you could possibly run on.
yeah, it's better for training.
Yeah. And then they have the little gullies and ditches that only your foot fits in.
Yeah,
It's like, what the fuck is this?
it's do you remember the party store over here? It's now a car store. It used to be Shining Star Party Store.
Oh, by Groveland.
No. Utica.
Oh, the old Lewin.
Where people
Lorries.
like lived in a studio apartment above
Is
it.
Across from Stonewood.
Okay, they used to have a place that was at the bottom that had sandwiches. That
Yeah,
were on pizza
that
bread.
was Shining.
Yeah.
That was Shining
That
Star.
was amazing.
Yeah, Shining Star. It was Lewin Lorries, and then it was Shining Star.
Yeah, okay,
Yeah.
now
I also
remember.
stole porn from there.
Another thing
Yeah.
that's very Rosevillian that people love was that 3D sandwich over on.
Yeah,
That was disgusting.
terrible.
I fucking hate pickles and mayonnaise and mustard.
I like pickles and I like mustard. I don't like mayonnaise.
I talked on
but I
here-
didn't like their sandwich.
I talked on here about how overrated Green Lantern pizza is. It
I
had
like Green Lantern.
I like it,
that pizza,
but I don't
is so
like.
overrated.
I don't
I
see
don't-
what the
I don't
love
I
is.
heard a
it to
thing.
be-
I heard it was the best pizza. It's the best.
No.
I had a pizza, and then they had the ham sub. What the fuck is it? It's called something. I was told it's the greatest thing you ever had in your life, and I was like, "This is average."
It's okay.
Cloverleaf
Yeah.
for last week for like the first time in
I like
years.
Cloverleaf a lot.
Yeah,
Amazing.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, absolutely.
no, it's good. It's good
Forgot
stuff.
what it was.
But that Green Lantern, somebody like we ordered it at work, and the guys were like, "Oh yeah, it's all right, but well, if you've never had the original, I go, I've had the original. It's not
The
much
John R.
different.
12 Mile
Yeah,
one?
I'm like,
Yeah.
it's not much different. It was a little bit. Maybe there wasn't as much care. I don't know.
I wonder how
but
that place is doing with the social distancing because like the Green Lantern on 12 and John R. or DeQuinter or whoever it was like
John R.
John
it was,
R, yeah.
it was just every table you were like
And it's not a big place.
no,
it's tiny.
no.
Yeah, where
No.
this one over here on 15 is like 2 stories.
It's just that the place on 15 Mile is essentially just Buffalo Wild Wings with pizza.
Yeah, I mean, they got like a full menu.
Yeah, it's like the same kind
Yeah.
of layout.
Yeah,
Yeah.
Pizza
Well, that used to be.
Park. It's called BC's. All
BC's?
the toppings go underneath the cheese.
Yeah.
I've never been there.
That's like a
Sounds great.
place that we used to have over here at 15 in Dodge Park called Steve Reno's. They put all their toppings underneath, and they literally had the big square pans. And once they put the dough in and put all your toppings and sauce on, then they would just fill it right to the top of that pan with cheese. Motherfucker.
Detroit style pizza is the best style of pizza.
Yeah,
It really
oh
is.
my God.
It really is. Like Roque Brewery, their pizza is fucking amazing.
Yeah.
Like that's the best pizza I've ever had.
I didn't know that. I went there like 2 years ago with a buddy, and I got the pizza, and it was fucking
And they do
fantastic.
ask for the spicy sauce because they do like a spicy sauce, just a little bit of zest to it.
Yeah.
It's fucking incredible. Like
Man.
their
Roque
pizza's so
Brewery?
Roque Brewery, yeah, it's right. It's on
good. Lincoln
and Hudson?
off of Main Street, right? Like buddies up to
Okay.
like a card lot or
it's
something.
it's
but
a few blocks down because it's over the train tracks and past
their
Troy. But,
beers are fucking awesome, but their fucking pizza it's the best pizza I've ever had in my life.
yeah,
Like,
what's the power boat? There's a
Oh, Powerboat's good.
Yeah.
I get the French toast double dog all the time. They're stout. That's like French toast seasoned.
yeah.
How about mod pizza? You guys ever had mod pizza?
I haven't.
There
Nope.
and get the spicy sauce. You could get a spicy. I do half spicy, half normal.
That sounds good.
And they have so many toppings, so many different.
Oh, that's the
cheeses.
place you kind of like just pick like I've never
Like
been
a
there.
Subway for pizza, basically.
There's, there's one in Chesterfield.
good.
Yeah, that's what I was because the guy when I worked out that way, Hall and Grossbeck, he used to go there all the time, and I'm like, where the hell did you go, man?
Now, there's a pizza place on Utica Road here now, right by the scone place or the
Used to be Cottage Inn.
yeah, and then it was Awesome Pizza,
Just awesome pizza.
and Awesome Pizza had a ghost pepper pizza sauce.
I wanted to try that.
and then they went out of business. Now it's called Mozzarella's.
It hasn't been
How
open.
did Cottage Inn not work out? Because that was good pizza too.
I did because
When I went in,
Those
I would
guys-
be the only person in there.
we used to get it. We would get it, but the thing is, they had to pay because they're a franchise. They had to
Yeah.
pay for that name. They're like, no, we'll just start our own place. And the Awesome Pizza was the
We
same
saw that
guys.
before with there used to be a company called Dan Good Pizza.
I like Dan Good.
Dan Good was really good.
Yeah.
They also had the breadsticks with that cream cheese garlic dip,
Yep.
which was fucking amazing.
It was right by Shores Inn.
Yep.
And then there was one at 15 in Shaner at
Yep.
one point.
Which is I think is a Green Lantern now, actually.
Is it?
Like a small Green Lantern, yeah.
Or is it Cloverleaf?
not-
It's Cloverleaf carryout.
Oh, yeah,
yeah,
that's
yeah,
Cloverleaf.
yeah. That's right.
Yeah, there's a Cloverleaf carryout on Harper now too.
Another great pizza, which isn't a chain, is fucking Orleans in Mount Clemens.
Yeah,
Oh yeah.
Orleans pizza is fucking amazing.
Yeah.
And if you go there
they've had a good pizza.
Tuesday, it's like half off.
Yeah,
so it's like a $6 like
dude,
10-piece
I went there
pizza.
like freaking 15 years ago. We'd go there and get their pizza there. That place, they always had a good pizza there.
Oh, I mentioned Shores Inn. They have pretty decent pizza.
Is it?
I think it's okay.
They're the same company as Baraboo, and Baraboo's pizza is really fucking good too.
Yeah.
And Mondays they do half off pizza, and it's really good.
Tuesday it's buy one get one half off.
Okay.
So you get like 2 pizzas for like $30.
Detroit style pizza is awesome, but Chicago style pizza fucking sucks dick.
Fuck
I think,
Chicago
I
style
think it's
pizza.
good, but it's like a cake.
Yeah, but the thing is, it's
Yeah.
really hard to make it right because if they don't cook it right, you'll get like some crust that's cooked, but then you'll have like cheese sauce soup on top of it. It's
Pizza Populous and Greektown can kind of make something similar to
I hate
Chicago.
Pizza Populous.
know
I used to
you're so
love
bad.
it, and I had it, and it was really bad the last time I had it, and I just never went back.
They got a bar on Romeo Plank. I want to say it's like 22 and a half, 23.
Shields.
Shields.
Yeah, it's-
Is it Shields?
It's just before 23.
So there's still a Shields?
Pizza.
Yeah.
I got a Chicago style there, and I made sure I got a spicy sauce on that, and that was actually really good. Like, they make some good pizza.
Man, we're some fat fucks. All
'Cause
we
the
do is talk
other-
about
the other
food for the last
Shields are-
35 minutes.
Aren't the
Boston.
other Shields closed?
I like Boston's.
Boston's pizza's awesome too.
Yeah.
We've been to Boston's. A few
Yeah,
Been there a couple
that's
times.
they're like a big chain because there was Boston's out in Utah.
Yeah,
I saw.
I'll
'em.
always choose square pizza over round, but they do a really good round pizza.
Yeah.
And they do like a cheese, a Parmesan cheese like drizzled baked into the crust.
Yeah.
Fucking awesome.
I like
We had the white
around if
pizza
they're
was good.
using an actual wood burning stove and they're not putting
Yeah.
it in a
Yeah.
pan. If they're putting it right straight up on, like an Italian style, like
Yeah.
like if they're
Some
doing wood
Neapolitan
burning,
pizza,
yeah, like
too.
a Neapolitan. I'll eat that all day
Brewers
long.
downtown has an amazing pizza too.
Really?
Yeah, they do one called like a Mary had a little lamb or something. It's like a lamb pizza with tzatziki sauce and like
All right,
yeah, it's fucking
I'm in.
awesome. Yeah.
My pizza, that's how they cook theirs. That brick oven.
yeah,
Yeah.
They just rotate it all the time.
Oh.
But, it's all personal. So
Yeah,
you
right.
have to get like a mega. I get a mega and it finally fills me up. But I eat my pizza
How,
probably
how big's a
2
meg?
times a week.
How big's Mega?
A mega, it's just basically thicker dough. But I mean, you're talking a
Oh,
personal
okay.
pizza. They cut it into 8 slices, but they load toppings on it. You could get whatever you want.
Can I get a free one if I read some books?
Some book it.
Get a
the,
big pin.
the book it. Book
But
it.
that BC's place I was telling you about, I didn't know the sizes, and my girlfriend and high-low driver at work, they were swearing by it, best pizza,
Yeah.
whatever. I think I spent like $16 for an XL, and the box barely fit through my window at the drive-thru.
Oh, really?
What the hell? I was like, what is this? Did we order like a sheet of pizza? You know?
Man, I think I do know that place.
So, but BC's is...
It's on Fort Street, yeah.
4th Street, yep.
Is it by a bridge?
No, Southfield.
Oh, yeah.
Southfield is roughly.
No, I wasn't talking about the Ambassador Bridge. I was talking about a different
Back
bridge.
in the day, we used to have right up here by the party store. There was there was a Hungry Howie's, but before that, years ago, when we were kids, there was a place called Rostelli's that was just a little family-owned place, but they started in Lincoln Park.
You said by the old Hungry Howie's?
Yeah, where
the Action Sports
was,
at?
yeah. That Hungry Howie's
but
was
they,
Rostelli's.
They had
before.
a fantastic pizza, and they
Really
had
good.
they had their own homemade sauce. It was really peppery. It
Yeah.
was really good, but they just I don't know what happened. I don't think they lost any business, but they were from Lincoln Park. And they were out that way, and I just don't think that they wanted to keep the two stores going.
Well, yeah, because one of the kids was on Mike's baseball team, and I see him around a lot. He was so we knew him from that. So they stayed in the area.
Do the pizzas with like the alternate sauces, like an Alfredo sauce or a pesto
Yeah.
sauce?
I like a
or
white
anything?
pizza. Yeah,
Yeah, like it's okay. Like barbecue chicken pizza's okay once in a while, but
Yeah.
I still always just want to go back to just the regular pizza sauce.
yeah. I need to.
Yeah.
Well,
Yeah.
our cousin, before she came out and admitted that she was gay, she had a boyfriend years ago, and he didn't like anything tomato. He didn't like anything.
Oh, I hate tomatoes.
He didn't like tomato sauce.
liked tomato
he didn't like
sauce.
ketchup. He didn't like anything. Like, he was super picky, and he just oversalted everything he ate. That was all he liked, was salt and dry. But anyway,
Ew.
we go
He
out
fucking
to,
ruined men for her.
yeah, we go and get this pizza. Me and her and him, we go get this pizza, and it's at this really good place. I don't remember what it was. It was just a little place that he knew of in Dearborn, I think. And and he called it a white pizza, but it wasn't. It was just a pizza with no. It was just a pizza with no sauce.
White pizza.
It was. There was no sauce on it. It wasn't a white pizza. It was just
Yeah, white
a pizza
pizza
with
has
no sauce.
White pizza has like an
So
Alfredo
basically,
sauce
we
and-
got a cheesy bread, essentially, but it was really good. The place was really good. I'm like, man, I'd really like to try one of these with tomato sauce.
Maybe
and
some
see what it's
moisture on
really
this. Some moisture on this pizza
Yeah,
here.
I knew a
Moist
guy
downstairs.
that didn't like cheese on his pizza. He would get the bread, tomato sauce, and then just the meat.
Yeah,
But
Yeah.
it was he used to hang out with dungeon radio days. Chris, the really nerdy guy,
Oh yeah,
he would, when we'd get pizza, you'd have to get a section of it with no cheese on it. It's
yeah.
really strange.
Oof.
My friend
Well,
Raymond.
that
My
would
friend
make
Raymond,
sense.
who's like, is a little Mexican guy,
Oh.
and hates cheese. Completely hates cheese in any fashion, form.
I couldn't live.
Hates dairy. Pretty much anything that's curdled from milk, he will not touch. So we'd order pizzas.
So he's a communist.
And he'd
Okay.
he'd go, I'll just get my own, and he'd get a small pizza with like a
My
bunch
point
of
of
toppings
view,
on it,
I
and no
looked at
cheese.
the weirdest shit. Like, Alan's elbow looks like there's a bigger elbow outside of it, and then
Double
and then I
elbow.
keep looking over at Brian, and it looks like he has a sleeveless shirt on half the time. And like, it's just because like it's kind of dark in here, and like a little like my vision's not the greatest, but it's like one elbow, another elbow, and then sleeveless shirt.
sleeveless shirt. It's only sleeveless on this
with
side.
bad tan and also shoulder.
I dropped Chris.
Today I did, because this arm was out the truck,
Like,
so this
shit-
one
shit's
got
been
burnt.
killing me for fucking like probably 20 minutes now.
Speaking of bad vision, as Chris said, just got home. I thought it said just got homo. My eyes are so bad.
He said just
Maybe
got
a
home.
little bit.
Maybe a little intoxicated.
Okay.
You may be a little intoxicated, but your spelling and punctuation and spacing is perfect. So I don't think
Yeah.
you're that intoxicated.
No.
So last time I was here, there was some serious testicle difficulties with the
Yeah.
recording, and you guys were talking about
Oh,
the
yeah.
TV shit. You guys ever finished that conversation or no?
No, I don't think we did.
No, we never did.
No,
I
no.
was just curious.
We did.
No, in fact, we.
Oh no, we were talking about. He was. What's his name? Sir Shreddington was tripping that night. That's when we started
Yeah.
having all the difficulties.
Yes, that's right.
It was
Yes.
it was brought on because I tried to when you try to route the Discord through this recording this Spreaker recording
We're
program.
losing the audience right now. No one cares about
Yeah.
tech talk.
We've been talking about fucking gay ass recipes for an hour. If they're done with us, they're long done.
Yeah.
Anyways, it screwed it up. It screwed everything up.
I would literally listen to four people I don't know talk about pizza for hours.
I would too. Yeah.
I would be like, "Is this in my area? Local pizzas in your area? Click here."
Well, I mean, there's something.
Probably would do really well.
Speaking of pizza, did you guys hear about Adam Savage? So,
well, last week when we finished the show, we went on and ordered that Roadcaster, and then all of a sudden in the middle of the
Roadcaster?
it's a piece
So
of
we can
equipment.
do everything. All of this we can just do in a box, and it doesn't matter if
What's
I
that have to do with pizza?
and nothing else.
It's okay.
It comes,
our
it
show
comes in a
better.
box like pizza.
We'll be able to talk about pizza better.
It's to make
How
the
about
show
that?
better.
And we can actually have people call in for reals.
Yeah, and then they basically they made it sound like we were getting it, and it was going to show up on Friday, yesterday, and then in
guy
the middle
calls
of the
me.
week, they're like, "No,
First time, long time.
it's on order."
Yep. Like the guy's name's Patrick. He calls it. Sorry that we didn't get your. I was like, I knew it when he called.
Yeah.
You don't have it, right? Nobody has it. Don't you
Yeah.
guys have enough slaves making it in China for me?
It's because we were all excited because as soon as you filled everything out, we're like, "Yeah, it'll be here on Friday,
'Cause they
July
said they had
3rd."
stock.
We're like, "Yes, it's gonna be. We're gonna get it quick. We're gonna set everything up."
I'm still debating. Like I'm halfway in. Like to turn that room just into a podcast room where everything's just set up, headphones, everything. Just walk in there, but then it'd be like closer and tighter. I don't know. I don't know if this is because this room's the biggest room in the house. If this is the best place.
I just got a shock.
do
My
it.
wife's listening to the show right now.
Oh man,
And you said something about Rostelli's?
Yeah.
The patriarch of the family died,
Oh.
and they just closed down both locations.
Oh man, because they
was
were
that
good.
Gio's dad, wasn't it?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, and I
Really
still
good
see
picture.
him. His son plays on one of our friends, one of the teams he coaches. But the original one also made cannoli and Italian chocolate chip cookies and
Yes.
cakes and stuff.
Yes.
So that's the story of Rostelli's. Back to the pizza. It's good. It was good pizza. He was a good. Yeah, that kid was a good pitcher. I remember that.
He had a wicked curve.
He had like a Justin Verlander action because he had really long
Not a
arms.
belly itcher?
What?
belly itcher.
I thought you said some fancy word and you said
That was
belly
how-
itcher.
that was-
I'm like,
That
That
what's
was
a
like a
belly
dad
itcher?
joke, but too dry to be a dad joke.
I was like, what's what?
Dry ass dad joke.
What's a belly itcher? I'm like, what? That's what I heard in my head.
French.
I was like,
That's
what?
It's a French like croissant type thing.
Yeah, belly itcher.
You're belly itcher, sir.
So thanks to my wife for that information.
Yes, yes. Because I was curious because all of a sudden one day they were just closed here, and I'm like, and we used to get it all the time,
All the time.
And I mean that was like our family's. That was our favorite pizza. And my mom worked at Little Caesars at the time.
Yeah.
And we my mom
muscle
would bring home Little Caesars, but
Okay.
We
But we
skipped
never-
out on one that we forgot. Louis' Pizza's great.
oh yeah,
Yeah, the one on Hazel Park?
Yeah.
That's my favorite.
Louis is awesome.
That's my
Yeah.
favorite pizza.
I haven't been there in probably 10 years, and I've been trying to get Janine to go, but we found so many pizzas that are so similar to that.
There's your whiff.
Yep, my whiff. But Louis, it's my hands down my favorite
They
one.
got all those Chianti bottles still up
Yep.
on the walls.
I honestly I haven't been there either. Probably not 10 years, but we had to get carry out, or you get it par baked and then take it home and finish baking it.
I'm just trying to remember last time.
Yeah, Buddies too.
Buddies is just so expensive.
Yeah, but
to me,
I
Buddies.
love
but-
buddies though.
yeah.
But
But
like, if you get
Buddies-
a little square one. I don't know what. I point.
I think
that
Yeah.
one.
I think like an 8-piece pizza is like $25.
Oh, it's
or
too much.
something.
And Louis is expensive too.
Delicacy. Don't
Yeah.
get it all the time.
The original buddies, man. I don't care. I
Well-
don't care what people say about going to that location. That's where
Oh,
I'm going
Conan,
every
yeah.
Which
time.
one is the original Buddies?
Conan?
Conant and
Conan. It's
By the Davison?
Davison.
yeah,
Yeah,
make
okay.
it.
It's 6 Mile.
That's what I thought. I wasn't sure.
Yeah.
Yeah, it is.
What's the other one? It's 12, isn't it?
Dearborn.
There's one over here.
Oh,
Yeah, there's
Van Dyke,
one
yeah.
at 13
But
Van
the
Dyke.
original Buddies is down.
That
on
was
Conant.
that was actually like their second location, that 13 Mile Van Dyke one, and that's a really good one. But I've been to other ones, other locations that they opened that wasn't as good.
All right, I have a confession. I've never actually paid for buddies. My parents just get it.
It's expensive.
I go next door.
It is.
I took my girlfriend there, and we got a pizza, some appetizers, and I wanted to be nice and get my parents a pizza, and I spent like $85, $90
Yep.
or something like that. With a couple Coronas, too.
Yeah.
We had a
It's not
boss.
cheap.
We had a boss that would be, and we worked right down the street at like 10 Mile and DeQuinder, and he's like, "You guys, everybody want pizza?" We're like, "Yeah," and he'd order like 8 pizzas from Louis, and you're talking
Oh,
18 or 19
yeah.
bucks a pop plus the antipasto. 125,
Big time.
150
I
bucks.
love a good antipasta salad too.
I don't like
That was
salad,
why I always
and I don't
like-
like antipasta.
that's why I always like
except
Buddies.
Louis. It's the only one I
That's-
eat.
that-
Louis
Louis
also
and-
has great antipasta salad.
Chris
Yeah.
says make pizza at home. It's better that way. No, I don't know how to cook, Chris. It doesn't work that way.
Every
Right now, I
listen,
really
yeah.
like DoorDash.
Every Friday I make it at home. Well, Father of the Year,
Well,
how about you
Chris-
just have us
Chris,
over
I,
for pizza?
I realize that you're better than me at everything.
Yes.
and I concede to that, but I cannot cook for shit.
Oh, has he made a podcast yet? I don't
We,
think so.
He would probably have a better podcast than
Let me ask, Mike. How well's your oven work?
You guys know what naan bread is?
Yeah, I make pizzas.
I
on
wouldn't
all
know.
the time.
I don't use
like
it.
a toaster oven.
All the
Toaster
time.
oven pizzas.
We have an air fryer, but same thing. Yeah,
Awesome.
it's so good. We call them nanzas,
Passport.
and we're like, we should just start playing.
1.8 miles.
wait,
Made
wait.
garlic bread on
The
those last
delivery
week too. It
time
was awesome.
52
So good.
Minutes.
Naan bread's awesome.
I love naan.
Roasted garlic one though.
I'll just get the regular Stonefire one from Costco. It's like 18 pack, and take the show on the road. I'll make pizzas. Hey, we can once we get the Roadcaster.
Yeah.
He says,
Is that
Actually,
thing
though,
pizza?
but road is actually spelled like I rode her really hard.
yes.
Oh, I rode the bike really hard. hard.
What was I going to say about Louis? One more thing about Louis Pizza.
Caster.
So
Roadcaster.
the guy who started Louis Turtois, that's his name. He's a French dude.
Yeah.
He was the original chef at Buddy's. Helped them get their pizza recipe down, and then went off and started his own place. So he
How
helped
long has Louis been open?
Oh God.
50 years.
Okay,
Yeah.
similar
He's
to
dead.
Buddy's then, Yeah.
Yeah,
Yeah.
but he helped Buddies become Buddies, and then went off on his own.
Yep.
Yeah.
Yeah,
What's
like
a place that you were like that was hyped up to you food wise. Or it could be food or anything at this point, but then you got there and you were like, this kind of stinks.
Green Lantern. I already said it.
Yeah.
I already said it.
Green Lantern
oh,
Pizza.
what like just like anything? I mean, because
I mean, it doesn't have to be like about bad mouthing some business into a
No.
building, but just like it just didn't
No, we should do that.
yeah,
live up to what you thought it would.
I'd say
When,
Wingstop and Popeyes.
when,
Wingstop is a great one. Wingstop is a great one. Them motherfuckers were dry as hell. When
See,
I got
now
them.
the one by my work is great. The one it's on DeQuinder.
I haven't ate a good Wingstop yet.
I
Really?
never ate there.
I don't really like wings. But
I'm
I
not
like
a real big.
tenders.
Yeah, I'm not
So
a big
when
wings.
got
I
the
get boneless wings
I got the
anyways.
tenders from Wingstop. I was expecting tenders similar to Buffalo Wild Wings, which I love the tenders of Buffalo Wild Wings.
Yeah.
And these were just dry, and like when I reheated them, all moisture was just extinct afterwards.
Yeah, Buffalo Wild Wings is an example of something that's a large, like, conglomerate that's not supposed to be better than everything. That, to my opinion, is better than everything.
Right.
I love,
It's like, I
Yeah.
love their
Buffalo
wings.
Wild
you
Wings.
know?
It's
I
true.
don't
It's
care.
true.
I
They figured it out and
fucking
just
great.
stuck with it.
They have everything seasoned to pretzels now with a beer cheese dip. It's fucking amazing.
yeah.
I will take
Because
a good
everybody,
wing
you're
place.
supposed to say, no, there's this wing place up where my dad grew up. You know, like, there's always something better, but
Yeah.
I
fucking-
DoorDashed it.
Let me think. I can't think of anything
Well,
that's been.
all right. The only thing I do know is that there is a place, and I can't remember what it's called, but I went there when I was like 18 or 19 when we went to Buffalo. We drove through Canada and came into
What a
Buffalo
boring
to
city
go.
that is, by the way.
It was like
Buffalo.
all right. I mean, we just went to this bar,
Home to the
this
Goo Goo
bar and
Dolls.
grill, but we went there to see the Lions play preseason.
Okay.
I think I was 19, but we went there and their wings. I'd never had a wing. I didn't even like wings at that time, and I was like in love with them because they were, they were perfect. But that's where they perfected it, you know. I mean,
yeah.
so,
Chris says, time to take the show on the road. I'll make pizza. If you want to make pizza, yeah, I'll show up.
yeah,
Yeah, that's what I was saying. Well, if we have the road,
Yeah, we'll just take the road. Roadcaster.
That thing can be battery powered.
Yep.
We can't. I mean, well, there's actually a way to hook it up to an iPhone, so I could do like we could do like a Instagram live with a roadcaster.
Hell yeah.
That'd be sweet.
Chris
Just,
will make us
set
some
it there, like,
pizzas.
all right, fine, let's do it.
What about the Red Coat Tavern?
Redcoat's got fantastic
I always like
burgers.
the red coat.
Everyone says they love the like. I had them once or twice like years ago, and I was just like,
Them fireworks don't
It
like
was
red
okay.
coats.
Did you have the burger?
yeah.
It's the
Red
same thing.
Coats
It's I
matter.
don't even know. It's been a decade. It's probably been like 13
By no
years.
means was it bad, but I wasn't like. That was at one point. That was like you need to go here and have this fucking burger, and I just was like,
Yeah, I don't know. I mean, I guess I like food, but I'm not really too picky. Like, somebody says something's good, I'm like, yeah, it wasn't as good as I thought, but
I'm
nothing.
usually satisfied 95%
Yeah.
of the time with things too. I'm
Chris
very
is all,
not
next
picky.
week, let's do this.
No, Chris, it's not gonna be next week.
Bounce at Pepper Bottoms, we would have a day.
That sounds
it
like a
was
fun job.
Sundays, it was 50-cent wings, and then their Pepper Bottom.
You worked there before people got beat to death inside.
Murdered?
No, I worked there when people were getting.
I was going to say, did you wear? Because
Remember, I had to show up at the cops station because we had a lawsuit against us.
Oh yeah, that one
Yeah.
guy got punched in the head and went
Yeah.
dumb.
Big Paulie used to bounce at Wild
All right,
Wings.
name
I
drop,
bounced-
name
I
drop.
bounced with him and
Social Security.
well,
numbers.
people got beat up when it was Pepper Bottoms, but people got murdered when it was Malone's.
Yeah.
Somebody got Capone's,
Capone's,
Malone's. Yeah.
Who's Capone Malone? I'm so lost.
Capone's.
And yeah, we were all hired to keep the riffraff out of there.
Put the phone. Yeah.
We were hired
There you go. Thank
to
you.
keep the riffraff out of there, so we started doing like dress codes and shit.
Is riffraff code
Yeah.
for
and
something?
then it was like it got really bad.
Yes, non-whites.
And then
I didn't know you were going to say it so abruptly.
No, it just means shitbags in general.
we cleaned up that place, and then we all got fired. And then they brought in some other security.
Yeah.
So
And then
I mean,
change
that
the
place
name.
changed hands quite a few, or changed names at least quite a few times. Because I know my buddy lives right by there, and he'd go there all the time when when it was different places. But he was an afternoon drinker, though.
There
He'd
used
get
to
off
be a-
work at like 2:30, so he'd be there like 3. By 5:30, he was out the door and at home, you know. But
they did actually have good food, though. Like
Yeah.
I did the Pepper Bottom Challenge or whatever it was. You got to eat all that crap. And then, like I said, surprisingly, there were 50-cent wings on Sunday for football. They were really good. Like,
Yeah.
I'll say they actually had good food.
Did they ever have nickel shot night?
the dude,
No.
Pitcher beers.
They
Oh.
might have.
my 20.
Harpos.
My 21st birthday, 1994. It was a Tuesday, and this place called Bootleggers in Ferndale. It's right on the Hazel Park Ferndale border. 10-cent beers all night.
What?
And that's where I went for my 21st birthday.
That's where you got your immune system where Corona has no
Is
chance.
Harpo's still open?
Yeah.
Not currently right now, but
Yeah, they still do shows. They're just they book them as they. I mean, right?
Yeah.
They're
The
booking.
IROC went out of business. That broke my heart.
Oh,
we
was my
were
place.
We were tore up one night, and we went driving. You wanted to go there.
It's
That-
been
that's how
closed for quite a while, right?
Closed.
Yeah.
what year did the IROC
We
close?
went driving over there, and you're like, "Oh no, it's closed."
It's been closed since I moved back here, and that's been 5 years.
This was
Oh,
6 or
yeah.
7 years ago. We drove by there and it was closed.
Yeah, because we wanted to go
Yeah.
to some music, and it was.
Yeah, it was always a good place to like
Oh yeah,
go see live music. It might suck, it might not because it's local.
But
yeah.
it'll be cheap.
But it'd be cheap and it's
There's
a good
not
place
a
to
lot of
drink.
those places. There used to be. There were even you had the IROC, or you had Harpo's, which was usually a little more expensive.
Or
You
you
know, a
had the
bit
Golden
bigger
Buddha.
show.
Yeah,
Yeah,
And that's closed too.
But you could go there, or you could go to IROC and catch something. But you could go down the street
Yeah,
more
AIDS.
towards Harper Woods, and there was the Impound. The
Oh,
Impound
yeah.
was an awesome place too, man.
There's also
I
that
knew a
Black
lot
Bar
of.
Fire and Ice that was over there.
Really?
Yeah.
Mike and myself were actually having a bad night, and I'll never forget this because you guys know how non-confrontational Mike is. Mike's suggestion was, "You want to go to a bar where there's a lot of fights? You want to get in a fight tonight?" And he took me to the Mars bar.
Yeah,
That's the place to go.
that place is bad news.
What's
Well,
the
we went in,
Mars bar?
but when we were coming in, a guy, the security guy,
the last
huge,
call.
big huge biker guy with a big, the wizard beard.
Yeah.
he's like
Wizard beard.
he's like a biker.
No,
and
no, he
we
was
walked
a-
up. He's like, "Sorry, boys, I can't look at." He just let us in. He goes, "I can't look at your IDs. I just got maced." I'm like, "All right, like,
This
what did I
is
tell
where
you?"
we want to be. I thought you were going to say, as we were walking in, they were throwing somebody out.
Well,
That would
there
have been.
actually was a fight as soon as we were sitting down right there on the dance floor.
Immediately a fight,
Yeah.
Nice.
and there was after a macing happened. I don't know.
Yeah. Nice. Sorry, guys.
Not getting into any fights. We had the greatest night ever.
Damn.
We went to Irish
Someone
bar
take
after,
over my computer.
and Mike was getting hit
Hackers!
with this,
Someone hacked
Hey,
us. No,
might have been like a black transsexual or
Hey,
whatever
yeah.
she was, but she had some huge hands.
Oh yeah, yeah.
Man
that was
hands.
before things were mainstream. And
Man hands.
I think it was as Big Lenny from the Delray Misfits called it, a tan, 10, 10. Tan, black skin, 10-inch dick, and 10 in looks.
He loves his trannies.
Lenny loves transsexuals.
What the fuck are you guys talking about?
It's another podcast.
All right, when you go home one day, type in Delray Misfits. Type in Delray Misfits and I don't need to say, just listen to a whole episode.
Yeah.
He just used way too much, what is it, growth hormone? Because he's got that permanent...
No, he's got
belly,
distended gut from the
distended
growth
gut.
hormone.
Oh,
You know the
yeah.
bodybuilders take too much shit.
Yeah.
And
Still there.
and he one of their members, Big Swole, just passed away.
Oh, yeah.
He
There's a
went to
female
sleep and
wrestler
didn't
called
wake
Big
up.
Swole in AEW.
Is there?
Yeah.
Female?
Yeah. Female wrestler called Big Swole.
So I didn't know so that's what happens if you take too much of it. It makes you
These guys, their stories are insane because they take so much performance-enhancing drugs and live somehow. It's amazing, and one of them did pass away. Like
That's
this
what.
week.
I'm not fat. I just take too much growth hormone.
Yeah.
That's why my stomach's.
Oh,
distended.
J-Ron, remember that guy?
Homo.
He was our one actual listener. I think
Take
he just
too much hormone.
he says I
Homo.
served as a officer in a bar, a can officer, can of beer. What is it?
First
saying?
time served a can of beer
You
in a
served
bar.
a can of beer.
I was
I can't
16.
even read. I'm so fucking blind.
Yeah, the first time you served a can of beer in a bar, he was 16.
Yeah.
Dang.
Yeah, well,
Check out Delray Misfits, J-Ron.
Like when I was in the band with your brother and like Morgan and all those guys.
Yeah.
Like I never really drank at shows. I was underage to start, but also I just wasn't really like interested in like fucking up in front of people.
Yeah.
But definitely would go get the Golden Buddha drink after the show.
Yeah, that shit was mess you up.
oh, yeah.
It was like a Polynesian Long Island iced tea or something. Like I
It
don't
really
know,
was.
I don't know what it was, but it was like a concoction of just like
They never
all
would
kinds
tell
of shit.
you, really.
Yeah.
Yeah, because there's people I know that I didn't even think they were old enough to get in there, but they must have went there before it closed.
They
You
never
didn't
carded
have,
there.
but
Yeah.
you never got carded. Nobody,
shit.
I don't know of anybody.
But they
Did
still
you
talk
guys
about
know?
it.
I would
looks
not
awesome.
Drink, I would not drink any alcohol when we played a show because I couldn't because I wasn't old enough, but also I just didn't want to.
I got
do
yeah.
that.
I mean, I got like
But then
we
I,
got,
afterwards,
it
I was like, "Fuck, dude."
30 years ago it was different. I mean, when I was 16, I'd go to like shows with like I would know somebody in like the opening band, like one of my buddies who was like 18 playing guitar or something. And all I'd do was like carry a guitar in for him, and then I was I didn't pay, and I would get served. Because I was,
Nice.
they thought I was in the band, I mean, it's awesome. That was a good old days.
With you guys. That was kind of me growing up quick.
Oh well, yeah. I mean,
I would say.
these guys, I just said, here, I'll buy you beer.
Yeah. Well, you weren't like when I bought this house. You were underage, but not by a lot. I don't think.
No, I was.
You were
like,
underage.
I was like 18 or something. That was still
Yeah.
good. It was.
But
That's my philosophy is if you're old enough to go and die for this country, you should be able to drink a beer
Yeah.
in this country.
they don't believe that.
No. But
Yeah, you can go over there and get
The-
PTSD, but we're not going to let you drink a.
going back
a
really
sip of
quick, the
alcohol.
one thing that the food, when we were talking about like different places that are people bragged about, Five Guys. Five Guys twice.
Yeah.
Somebody said, "Oh, you just got a bad order the first time." No, man, they're great. They're great. The fries are really good. Both times. I don't know how you can say, "Cook my burger medium," and then they give you a gray piece of charcoal. But they
yeah,
did it
They
twice.
know how to do medium.
Twice.
I mean,
Well, they
there's
asked me, though. They asked me at this particular one, how do you want your burger cooked? Medium. That's easy, right? And
Yeah.
Don't ask me if you don't want to do it.
Yeah, no, they definitely. Yeah, they shouldn't ask people because
No.
everything's well done. There,
Yeah.
No matter what.
That's why I don't go to chains like that for a burger, really. Like, if you go to Red Robin, you tell them you want a medium. They cook it medium.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Get a jalapeno burger there.
Always. I've never had a bad burger there.
Oh,
Get that royal burger with egg. I like that.
Yeah.
It's
I like the A1 peppercorn.
That's really good.
I get the jalapeno one.
Yeah,
every time.
that one's good,
We
too.
like spicy shit, man. We need some spicy shit here tonight. We need
Yeah.
food and
Everything's
spicy
closed now.
shit. I know it's bullshit.
Yeah,
man.
everything-
Damn you, 4th of July.
You can
What's
vote
wrong with
before
You should be able to
you
order
can,
White
you
Castle.
can vote before you can drink. It's so stupid. Yeah,
She's right.
You're right.
White Castle for this white asshole.
White Castle for
Um,
these white ass.
Hey, going back to food again. We were talking about the Louis place, me and Jay, and I took my wife on a date there because I talked to her about how good the pizza was, and My wife has, I guess you can call it an aversion to clowns. I would actually call it, she can't look at clowns without, breaking into a sweat. She hates clowns.
Psychiatric
I don't
issue
like
with
Yeah, she hates them. So we're sitting there, we're eating, and all of a sudden the table next to us, there's 2 clowns sitting there eating their pizza.
No,
I was like,
oh no.
Louis.
All right, Louis.
Juggalos.
No, not juggalos. Like birthday party clowns. And they sat down. So there's one table in between us, but they sat over there and they're like just eating their pizza with forks and knives, cutting it, and taking bites.
Oh no!
In clown makeup and wigs and noses and everything.
I'm done.
And she's like, "What the fuck's going on?" I'm like, "I don't know." So I had to switch seats with her because we were offset a little bit. But if she was sitting in the seat I was in, she didn't have to look directly at them. And yeah, that was our only date there.
Have you guys seen the movie called Clown? Where like the guy actually...
This is another one of your Netflix
It's a Netflix
weirdo movies.
You've seen that, right?
Yeah.
He starts turning into a clown.
What
like
is it?
Like the nose actually grows. It's like...
No.
Oh.
What's it called?
Wow.
It's
a
just a-
Netflix
it's-
horror movie.
Oh really?
Talking about it's like cloying, like it has like an accent to it because he's
Clune.
Yeah, I'm not. I'm
like
definitely.
Midsommar.
It's like so. Some dude
Midsummer.
just like
Midsommar
starts.
again. I knew you were going to bring it up. Bring it up
Oh
every
fuck
time
that!
you're here.
I'm not watching that, dude. And if I'm sitting at Louis, if I'm sitting anywhere and eating, and some clowns just start eating at a table behind me or in front of me, I'm out later. I'm with your wife on that. I don't like food.
They're so terrible.
Oh really?
Good.
Yeah,
Now you know what's funny? I don't like clowns, but like one of my favorite bad cheesy movies, Killer Clowns from Outer Space.
It's on Netflix now.
Yeah.
Love it.
I tried to get Matt because he was at a point. He's like, "What song should I cover?" He wants to do video games. Like, cover the main song from Killer Clowns from Outer Space because the song is fucking awesome.
Yes.
I forgot how fucking great it was.
It's really good.
Listened to it. I'm like, there's shredding in it. There's also like this cool, like almost like 311ish kind
Yeah.
of riff in it.
Well, and the
good.
drummer played with not as a full-time member, but he did partially play with the Chili Peppers and shit.
Which drummer?
The drummer from that song, the Killer Clowns
Oh,
from
really?
Outer Space. Yeah, I looked up for some reason. I looked up their Wikipedia. I don't even know the guy's name, but he played with the Chili Peppers for a while.
They had several drummers before
Yeah.
Chad Smith.
and
several.
he's from L.A. I mean,
Like,
Yeah.
anyway, they were actually
Jack
really seasoned
Irons.
Jack
musicians.
Irons. That's the one. Yeah.
They're actual musicians, and the songs. I don't know. I think it is a badass song.
That main song from the movie.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's fucking awesome. Down, 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 down.
Yeah, what do you know the band's Do you know the band's name?
What?
Do you know the band's name?
No.
I don't either.
But they had that song that what was the "Did this nightmare murder go round?"
Dude, I'm gonna go watch that tonight, man.
It's a good movie.
I love that
We used to
movie.
watch it at the duplex all the time.
Yeah,
It's a badass. It's a good song. I do agree.
My wife loved that movie.
Yeah.
you're right, J-Ron. Roadie royalties.
I remember you
That's
guys
what
had the box.
J-Ron, he called it roadie
time
royalties.
we
When
watched
I was
the
talking
video
about
channel.
all I do is carry my buddy's
box?
guitar and then
Yeah.
I get
That's
served.
that's the first time I ever saw that was when you guys lived at that house. Was the box, and it was like MTV without VJs or
Yeah.
any shows. Or
Yeah.
anything like
We
that.
had like 5 MTV channels. And I don't know, because 1, 2, and 3, we had the alternative.
There was MTVX.
Yeah, MTVX
Yep.
was
MTV2.
awesome. That's where we saw like Factory 81 was on there and stuff, and they're a local band. I don't know if you ever heard of
And
them.
it was just a pure rotation, just
Yeah,
over and
and
over.
then like that was the first place you saw
Okay.
like
What?
I'd never
The
seen
Dickies.
The Dickies?
the Dickies.
The Dickies.
yeah, but
Wait,
their drummer though.
1988,
Very good drummer.
The Dickies. Let's see. Yeah.
Dun, dun,
They
dun,
just
dun,
have,
dun, dun, dun.
That's a badass riff too. That's fucking awesome.
Now it's just stuck in my head, and it was stuck in my head for like days. I'm like, Matt, just go record this. Just put on some clown makeup and just go record this.
Yeah, I'll put pressure on him and he'll do it.
you know who's in the Dickies? Jonathan Melvoin.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, we're talking about Smashing Pumpkins. That was a
Yeah.
guy who died from the drugs that Jimmy Chamberlain
Jimmy
gave him.
Chamberlain gave him. Yeah, he
From
was a
the-
keyboard
he
player.
died from the drugs.
He was
The drugs killed
like
him.
keyboard player, right, for them?
Yeah.
Yeah.
So Stan Lee. Stan Lee was in
Stan Lee was in it.
Stanley from The Office.
Chuck Wagon.
it. Leonard Graves Phillips. Jonathan. I can't pronounce it.
Bill Raymar. Yeah, they're a real band. They've been around. in some form or another for 40 years.
1979, did it say?
Yeah.
Good lord.
Yeah.
Where they got the check. I read some guy probably gave him only like $5,000. I'm telling you, this song's going to be a hit because this movie's going to be a hit.
Is that the drummer? Anthony Tiny? Right there?
No, the guy from the video, he has like a last. Yeah, I think it was a.
They're sometimes
That guy.
referred to as the clown
He had
princes
a
of punk.
Latino name, if I remember correctly.
They were the clown princes of punk.
That's what it said.
Did you guys talk about, or it might not have been since the last episode, about that white couple that everybody just
Cliff
made memes
Martinez.
of with the guns on the fucking property, the
was a-
protesters?
What's it?
Fucking awesome.
That chick had that little Austin Powers gun.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, like, dude, at least keep your wife in the house if you're going to go out, man.
Mustard
that little gun
stains.
ain't going to do nothing.
So what was the real story about that, though? Was
They-
it really a gated community or no?
No, they broke through a gate and went on their property.
So they really did
So-
break through a gate.
Yeah, they broke through a gate and
And
went
they
on
went
their
on
property.
their actual property?
They went on their property.
Oh, okay. See, like, yeah, I didn't know the whole story
it does
of that.
make it does make a difference when you find out.
Well,
more
if you
about
have
the story.
500 people on your lawn, I don't care how silly and retarded they
You
look.
don't like one person on your
One person, yeah.
Yeah, but when you have 500 people on your lawn, you have a right to threaten them. I'm sorry, them mobs have been pulling people out of cars and beating the shit
And
out of them.
that was in Missouri, right?
Well, they live in St. Louis, which is not a great place, but they have a gated community within St. There's like places off Woodward there that way. Like,
St. Louis is actually no different, really, than Detroit. When you
Yeah, I know, it's not a
look
good
at the
place.
Suburbs too. No, like the suburbs in relation to it.
Yeah.
Like my uncle lives out there.
But
And
they-
it's like the same. It's the same as is here.
but they broke through the gate and went onto their property, and they were chanting shit and getting all ramped up. It's like you can't go on people's property. I don't
No.
care
Well,
what
that's
your
not
cause
a peaceful
is.
protest.
Yeah.
It's not.
But if
Yeah.
you also put your finger on the trigger of brandish a weapon in Michigan, that's different than it is in Missouri, right?
I don't know what the law is here at all, or there.
I think here,
I'm not a
I
constitutional
think
lawyer.
here you're going to get fucking in trouble if you start having your finger on
Well,
the trigger
they-
of a
You
gun.
get a felony.
Yeah.
Felony assault charge.
well, I don't.
Well, I think the law is that if you point your gun at somebody, do not. What I heard, never ever fire a warning shot. When you point a gun at somebody, you have to do it like I'm killing you.
You have to shoot
there
the
you
You
kill.
have to do
Wasn't
it.
there
You basically
just-
have to follow through.
Wasn't
But-
there just a girl last week? Her and her man were riding their bikes downtown, and the guy pulled a knife out on him. She shot him.
Yeah.
She shot the guy dead. And they arrested her, but she's probably going to get off on self-defense because he had a knife.
We are a
And
shoot to
he
kill
was
state.
he was coming
You
right
cannot
at him.
shoot to injure.
My
Yep.
point about this, though, is the best part about the pictures of that couple, that dorky-ass white couple, is there's one point where he's holding that fucking gun.
And it's pointing right at her.
Aimed right at her fucking
I know.
Yeah.
I know.
They're not the best. They're not the best advertisement for gun safety.
They had,
But those memes were fire for like 3
Oh
days.
my god, they're
Well,
so
like
good.
initially, I thought that like when they broke into this gated community, I thought they were just marching down the street. I didn't realize that they were.
They went on their
anybody's property.
grass. They were 20 feet from their front door.
Yeah, then that's, you know what? Sorry, man, that's not peaceful
get-
protesting anymore.
No.
Now you're trespassing.
Well, the thing is, if they went like, if they were walking down the street, I don't care what they are. I'm not doing anything because I'm not. For one, I'm not riling them up.
No.
That's retarded.
No.
But if they come on my grass and like, they're gonna like storming the. You got to do something.
Yep.
You can't
But
just.
she had that little Austin Powers
Yeah,
gun.
she-
and
she's
all
lucky
that
she
lit
didn't
for-
die.
Yeah.
But yeah, I don't know, man. I like, but now they're like, they went back to being in front of their house again out of
Oh
anger.
yeah, I saw that there was something. They went back in front of their house like today or yesterday.
Well,
or
they
something.
called the police and they talked to the police and they were like, they're gonna come back. He's like, the cops like, look, man, we're gonna get with the climate and everything right now. Just don't go home.
Yeah.
But the guy's he's like defiant. I'm going back to my home.
And then
All
it's
right,
fucking
man.
funny because like those, I guess they're both registered Democrats.
No, they're
and-
Bernie. They were Bernie. They voted for Bernie Sanders.
Yeah, and now like all the Republicans are like championing them on, and they're like, "We don't like this. We don't know what to do."
Yeah, I mean that's
Well, they're good.
It's all silly.
that's where politics have gotten so stupid because people think that you have to be one way if you're a Democrat and one way when you're a Republican. You know, there used to be different levels
Flavors.
of that. You know, you could be I was more of like, I mean, a moderate. I didn't really take, you know, I voted
Yeah.
Republican, I voted Democrat, but I've always been a Second Amendment person. I've always
Yeah.
been. And I'm like,
No,
now
man, you don't check
if I brought that up, people would be like, "Oh, you're a Republican. Well, you're right wing." No.
Not on one
You know,
issue.
but if I say one thing bad about Trump to somebody at work, they're like, "You're a fucking commie." Why? Because I have an opinion?
Yeah, people get really freaked out about anything.
Yeah.
Well, the thing is, you think that politics is bad, and it is. You can put an opinion on about Xbox,
Oh yeah.
and you will get attacked. Like, I think Xbox is better than PlayStation. This is my personal opinion. I like Xbox.
Oh yeah, and you're just
Everybody is so tribal about whatever. It could be a brand.
It's everything.
It's a brand. It's
everything
a
anymore.
multi-billion-dollar company that doesn't care about you.
Who's this cunt? There hasn't been a firework
Yeah,
in
yeah,
about
yeah,
30
yeah.
minutes.
Hey, man,
it's
after 11:45. Why is there fireworks still going on?
Growing up in Detroit, with a lot of our family members working for the big three. One worked for GM, another one worked for Ford. We ripped on each other, oh yeah, well, found on road dead,
Fix or repair daily.
I knew guys that were in the military,
Government
in the
motors.
Army, guys that were in the Army, guys that were Marines, guys that were in the Navy, and they all ripped on each other, oh, you're a Marine, jarhead, You can't do that stuff anymore because people get so damn offended by it, and they get so literal about it anymore, It's like there's no joking about it, and there's no having an opinion about anything, It's like...
The main reason I don't like to talk about politics on here, besides the fact that it gets people mad, I don't feel like being fact-checked to death.
Yeah,
You know what I mean? Like I'll give the opinion here, then someone's like, they're going to just swoop in. Well, actually,
And then
it was ratified 1985, and you said, like, all right, forget it. I don't know what I'm talking about.
I love the well, actually, people. I love that you said
Well,
that.
actually-
Well,
well,
I had one more topic I want to talk about.
Yeah.
Before I got to piece out. What the fuck are the Washington Redskins going to change their name to?
Dude, I don't know.
Did you see on ESPN route they're referring to them as the NFL team from Washington?
There's actually been broadcasters that have been doing that for about 7 years now. That will not call them. They call them Washington. They will not say the Redskins.
And that's fine, but now they're being referred to as
the team from Washington.
The NFL team from Washington.
Yeah.
Well, that's ridiculous. Just call them Washington if you don't feel like it.
But last time they did this, they had the Washington Bullets was the basketball team.
Yeah.
And they changed to Wizards. Wizards are way more powerful than Bullets.
Yeah.
Well, the Bullets.
Wizards could make bullets.
The Washington Bullets moved though.
There's
didn't
also
they?
Rockets that are more powerful.
But
than
Wizards aren't killing members of their community.
Grand Wizards are.
Yeah.
But I mean the Bullets, though. It's going
The Redskins wasn't the original name of the team.
No,
I have
so
no
many of
idea.
these teams aren't the original
They had
names.
something else that they were talking about going back, but somebody brought up like the Sentinels. And
I was going to say
somebody said-
Senators. Go back to.
Somebody said the Warriors.
They went on to reservations and asked the natives, like, do you care about? 85% of them literally don't fucking
No.
care that it's called the Redskins.
No.
They don't care.
No.
So it's not that.
No. It's a small.
The one guy said, he goes, we just want jobs, man. It's horrible.
It's all window dressing.
It's just
It always is.
it's like with any other group. There's the self-proclaimed leaders of the groups that start the movements.
Yeah, or
And then,
the
like-
tribal people that look white as me.
Yeah, they start
Like,
the
they're the ones with the
movements,
problem.
and
You
then
think the
they.
black guy struggling in Detroit cares about statues of, Lee being torn down?
No.
He's like,
No.
I want my fucking.
I want to work. I want my
friends not to be
job.
killed by police.
Yeah, right. Yeah.
Oh, I got a picture.
It's fucking insane.
Yep.
They should just use the old Senators' name, Washington Senators.
Is that their original name?
How about
Well,
the
no,
Wa-
I mean the baseball team
How about
was.
the Washington football guys?
Washington football.
They
I don't
can
know.
just call them the Reds, right? Washington Reds.
Washington
Yeah.
Monument start another argument.
Yeah. Honestly, they're getting. I don't know what somebody will find fault with whatever name they go with. I mean,
No, if they've changed the name to a tribe, like say there's a tribe from that area, the Huron or something.
Yeah.
Someone
Yeah.
will be mad that the Huron never really controlled it. It was
Well-
actually the Sioux.
Well, after
Well,
they're
that-
after
the,
they're done, the
um,
Indians are going to be the next one.
Who is it?
Yeah.
yeah. But they stopped the logo several years ago.
Chief Wahoo?
Yeah.
Yeah.
And I mean, really, that was totally like offensive. It was like a cartoon character,
like,
but I mean,
it
you
wasn't
know,
really racist as much as a character.
Yeah.
I'm
but I mean,
sensitive
people
to
just.
shit
I think people just looked at like how they used to how they used to do like in the 40s the cartoons.
Well,
with,
everything.
like,
Like you got the
like
the Notre Dame Fighting Irish. He's got a little red nose, like he's
Yeah.
been drinking, and he's sitting there.
Mike Valenti always talks about it. 97 when he's like, "There's no racism for fucking Italian people." He's like, every place you go, there'd be a big nose fucking guy with a fucking pizza pie, like, oh
yeah. Well,
And they're always doing
it's
this.
the Seminoles, right? Florida State.
Yeah.
Somebody a few years ago
Speaks
was bitching
angrily
about
in
the
Italian.
Seminoles, saying, "No, we want it changed." There,
The Seminoles. That's stupid. That's
And
the
then-
name of an actual tribe.
And then
That's from
they,
there.
well, what it was it was a group that was
Not from
for
there at all.
Native Americans. They were trying to get justice for Native Americans. They never even went to the Seminoles and asked them how they felt. So the school sent somebody out. Oh, let's ask the people of the tribe of the Seminoles. And they're like, no, that's actually
They never care. It's always someone that cares on their behalf.
we were.
I need-
yeah, it's exactly what I'm saying. It's like
I don't
this-
know,
this
Alan. I
small
need to
amount-
fact check that. Hold
Okay,
on.
Yeah,
all right.
For a while there with the
Fact
Seminoles,
checking.
like their whole like little thing, like what
Yeah.
do you do with their hands? They were trying to tell them they couldn't do that. And remember, the student said, forget this, we're still doing it, and they kept on doing that change.
Yeah, I don't.
That'd be funny if like people in Iceland show up here like you cannot Minnesota. You have to change. This is a
Yeah.
caricature
Yeah.
of our people.
Yep.
We're
Vikings.
We don't do raids anymore.
Yeah, we don't plunder and rape.
We're very peaceful people.
We don't-
I wonder what the Redskins will. The Redskins are going to change their name. It's gonna happen. In
Well,
the next,
Sure they are.
Because money speaks and FedEx
well,
now
this
is
is yeah.
on 'em.
see, This is the problem is that they were. Dan Snyder said it years ago. I won't change it. Basically told everybody, "Fuck off! I'm not going to change it."
When you have
And
the-
now
when you
he's
have
going to
the
change it. So
skin
I
in your
mean,
name,
really,
it's
he's
kinda
just
racist.
he's
your skin is red.
he's an asshole anyway. He's a horrible owner.
My favorite owner was Al Davis
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
because he went to court to argue about anything. He would just fight in
What
court.
about his son now with that fucking Bucky Larson haircut?
That guy's hair.
He
It's
does
terrible.
not care.
He eats P.F. Chang's every day.
Yeah.
Also,
He doesn't care. He actually has somebody that comes and cuts his hair for him, like wherever he's at. Like he
has
pays like good money for the hair.
Stevie Wonder cuts his hair every week.
Yeah. He just don't care. He's like whatever. He doesn't. He probably fucking pays like fucking top hookers to do whatever he wants for him.
Yeah.
Hey, the team from Washington was originally called the Braves.
Okay.
I guess Braves is
and it
still
says
cool,
right
though.
away, this one's a no-go. They're not going back to that. name.
No. I
The-
just saw something. Somebody
the
said something about
Hogs.
the Hogs.
Because their fan base has always been called the Hogs, and there's people that wore noses and stuff.
There's nobody that they're
That
the
sounds
NFL
lame
is
as
not.
fuck.
How about the
NFL's not
Red
gonna let them.
Hawks? Red Hawks.
Why not just like
Senators. Oh, yeah, that's a
How
good
about the
one.
Washington Snowflakes?
How about the Americans? Or
Americans.
the Washington Americans? Or the
No,
Washington
that'll
Generals?
offend people too. 'cause you're not
Washington
allowed to be
Generals is
proud
a
of
really
that.
good one.
I say just because in
Yeah.
baseball they have the Cincinnati Reds, it would be perfectly fine for Washington. To just
I like
cut out
Washington
the
Generals.
change and just be the Washington Reds.
What's the team
They still keep some kind
The,
of.
Remember that team up in North Dakota? They voted almost 90% to be the Fighting Whiteys.
Oh, yeah.
The Fighty Whiteys.
Fighting Whiteys.
Hey,
And
who
then
did the
but of
Harlem
course they didn't get
Globetrotters
approved.
play? Remember, they always played a team. The Globetrotters played against a team.
They played the Spartans
Washington
once
something
before.
or other.
Was it the Generals?
Yeah.
Generals? Yeah, it
That's
was
what
always-
somebody suggested was the Washington Generals.
And they would just get juked out of the building and get
Yeah.
scored on.
Yeah, but
You know they beat the Globetrotters twice?
Really?
Yeah. I don't know if it was
They-
legit or not.
So the Bulky brothers got to win.
The Washington Bravehearts?
Watch this go completely off
No.
the map, like the Washington Penguins.
Why not? The Washington
well, that's
Zoo.
like what's New Orleans in basketball? Like all of a
Pelicans?
sudden,
Yeah.
all of a sudden, I didn't know that I didn't know pelicans were like a big bird down there. But I'm like, what a stupid name when it came out. I'm like, that's stupid. That's horrible. And then I come to find out the pelican
How
is a
cool
big.
of it-
I don't know if it's a state bird, but they're all over down there off the coast. Yeah.
Me and a buddy talking about this, like how
About that
awesome would it be if they would have done the New Orleans voodoo,
Oh,
and they
that'd
just
be-
had skull logos. and
Yeah,
stuff.
That'd be sweet.
That'd be fucking awesome.
Yeah.
Hell yeah. The Red Tails is the one that seems the one with the most momentum.
I guarantee you the voodoo would get people would get mad about that.
The Washington.
Oh, there'd be like
Red
Christian
Tails.
groups like this is.
I don't even think they would do it. I think it would be someone would be mad on the behalf of people who
On the behalf of voodoo.
It is amazing.
and then you'd have then they would fight with the Christians about who's the,
It is
Oh,
so
God.
often
Wrong.
white people get mad on behalf of other people, and those other people just like we're okay. We're like we don't really care right now.
I think the only time they care is when when a bunch of white people do this and then go, look, well, we're going to file lawsuits, and there's probably going to be money. Oh, okay,
And
well,
then the money shows
all right,
up, yeah.
then, all right, well, yeah, we'll support you then, but other than that, they don't care.
Like we were just saying, like about Native American people. It's like I don't want to speak on behalf of like Native American people, but it's like I don't think they care about hot girls dressing like Indians on Halloween as much as they care about their fucking land being taken,
Right?
And like surviving and
Yeah.
getting
Or
jobs.
the oil pipeline being driven through their fucking property.
Right.
Like I'm pretty sure the pretty
That's
girl-
actually a
they're-
bullshit story, but I'm not going to get into it because I don't want us kicked off the air.
The Washington lobbyists. Let's just call them the lobbyists.
That's a good name.
Why not? The Washington.
lobbyists. No, we'll get that'll offend people too.
Yeah. We'll think of something.
They're just gonna do the Wizards also. Like
Yeah.
it worked the first time.
The Washington Post, because there's goalposts.
Oh, I like it, and I
God.
hate it.
That's gonna be some lame name. They're still
Well,
gonna get their ass beat.
FedEx has the naming rights to the stadium and stuff. Why not try to appease them and think of something like FedEx related? Like the Washington Express.
the DC deliverers.
The Washington envelopes.
Yeah,
The
Washington Manila envelopes.
Yeah,
You can't call them Manila though.
DC
Washington boxes.
the DC deliverers. Are,
Yeah, do something like that.
What a fucking mess!
It's going to be a mess.
Yeah,
It's not going to be for this season, right?
they're
I don't know. It seems like
they
they want to
want to
right
play
away.
games.
basically
knows?
they were trying to
Well,
say
until
that
everybody
it,
has coronavirus.
there was some group that was trying to say that they were demanding it be done by this season, and Daniel Snyder is not somebody who's very
He's a-
good with demanding him to do anything.
The Washington packages. that's
That's what Danielle said.
Washington packages.
That's a good name.
Because it's like, dick and junk and stuff, packages.
But also boxes.
But also
I'm-
boxes.
Parcels.
I'm offended. I'm
Parcel.
offended on behalf of packages.
The Washington parcels.
Washington parcels.
So fucking lame.
There's really no good names they can come up with.
Just go with an animal. When in doubt, just use an animal.
Yeah, but what animal is known in that area?
Squirrels
In Washington?
Yeah.
fighting squirrels.
Stallions could work because everybody rode horses in that area, the Virginia, Maryland area.
The Washington birds.
Well, I mean, in Washington,
Just-
they have like what the Washington State Mountain stuff. They got like wolves.
Well, it's Washington, D.C., though.
Huh?
It's D.C., though.
It's all right. Just figure out an area in there somewhere in the mountains.
Well,
like-
they have a zoo there. What's the biggest attraction in their zoo? In the National Zoo, that is.
Gorillas.
Trump.
Pandas.
Pandas.
Washington pandas.
I like it. Let's do it.
Let's do it.
Yeah, pandas. Yeah,
Well, I hate the team, so I hope they have a really crappy name.
Or they can go the Daniel Snyder route and name it the Washington Snyders.
Yeah, I'm
we
good
go.
with that too because I hate them and I can't stand their owner and I
I like John Riggins, but that was it.
well I like
But he hasn't been on the team in 35 years.
What
right.
about the
I
Washington Rough
I love
Riders?
Joe Gibbs is one
Sure.
of my favorite coaches of all time.
Yeah.
He won 3 Super Bowls with 3 different quarterbacks.
There you go, the Washington Gibbies.
Yeah, the Gibbs. Yeah, the Gibbies.
I like how some team just gave up on trying. Like, I like the team, but like the Washington Capitals, like
Yeah.
that's the lamest.
It
team
kind of
name.
is.
Ottawa.
Oh, I mean,
Senators.
the Washington Nationals, though.
Yeah, that's lame too.
Oh, God.
But like, just
Or the Detroit Lions.
just go with a fucking just go with an animal name.
Detroit Lions, great name, horrible franchise.
There's,
Fucking horrible.
I'm trying to think of something Washington related, and I can't.
The Washington corruption.
There you go.
I like
Like,
it.
that'd be perfect. It would
Yeah.
fit.
I do love when team names don't end with an S. Like it's not like a
Yeah.
Oh, you mean like Stanford? Like
The
you got-
Washington
You got
Bayonets.
Louisville is the Cardinals, but Stanford is the Cardinal.
no. I'm saying like
Stanford
the
Cardinal.
Minnesota Wild, the Colorado Avalanche,
Yeah.
the Washington corruption.
Yep.
There we go.
Yeah, like
Deer.
Deer. But yeah, Stanford's the Stanford Cardinal. There's no S.
That's dumb though, because there's more than one Cardinal on
I
the
don't
team.
know, man.
Yeah,
There's no S.
There's 53.
What's Syracuse?
Orangemen.
Yeah,
That's horrible.
that's weird too.
But it's one of
horrible.
those names, like you said, you like.
It's horrible. Hey, man, in Canadian football, there's the Rough Riders, and then there's the Rough Riders.
Yeah, that's why I said it should be the Washington Rough Riders.
But they spell it like DMX.
Or like in the
Rough Riders.
English Soccer League, there's Ham U and then Man U.
I'm
Yeah.
just gonna give it to you.
There's two Uniteds.
Yeah.
in
It's-
one-
It's a classic matchup today of the Rough Riders versus the Rough Riders.
Speaking about that, over there in Florence, Italy, they have rugby bare knuckle fighting.
Yeah.
How does that
rugby
work?
bare knuckle fighting.
Yep, it's rugby
You need
and bare knuckle fighting.
Oh, I love it.
It's,
need more
it's great.
testosterone in one sport.
It's, basically,
Have
back
you-
in the day when they were trying to take over Florence, they thought like Florence, Italy was just a bunch of pussies, and so they started this sport in whatever, I guess, division you're from or whatnot, whatever area you're from, you're supposed to represent.
You get out there and get beat up.
And back in the day, if you win, you would get a cow or a steer, whatever.
I'm representing Florence, Italy.
I really got to look into this.
Yeah, dude, it's like
This is amazing.
It's badass.
it's all I'm thinking about is representing Davidsville, North Carolina.
You win a steer.
It's,
Davidsville.
they really train hard.
I wanted to have a
I-
band called Davidsville's Most Wanted.
Yeah.
You guys saw that thing I sent about the Ringo Starr performer.
Yeah, but his name goes by
Ringer Star.
And then he's playing at. So he was going to play at the Fountain in Mount Clemens. And then that it was like, well, we can't do that because we're not allowed to do that. So we're going to move you to a place called Octopus's Beer Garden.
Oh my
Which
God.
is perfect because Ringo wrote Octopus's Garden.
Which is like the worst Beatles song.
Well,
I
Ringo
like it.
wrote all the worst Beatles songs. He only wrote a few of them, and they were not good.
Yeah, he was probably the
It's not much worse than the Yellow Submarine and it are like in the same vein. It's nonsense.
Or like Maxwell Silverhammer.
I love Maxwell Silverhammer
I don't mind that song.
Burrito or whatever.
because it goes bang bang Maxwell Silverhammer.
Bare knuckle.
I like stuff like that though. That's why I like Come On. Come on.
Have you guys
I've actually
watched
seen
Australian rules football before? AFL?
Oh yeah,
Yeah, it's weird.
it's like they got to punt it while they're running.
Yeah,
and
it's
then they
like-
tackle each other.
Yeah, it's really like, and they just sit and toss it to each other.
I understand it more than rugby though. Rugby,
I do.
don't
Oh
get.
yeah.
They just stop and then they got to all push each other.
Yeah, the
Rugby
scrum.
more than cricket.
Is it, I think it's called the scrum, right? Where they do.
That was
where
a
they get all in the
wiki-googly.
circle and start pushing.
Well, the goal is simple. You kick it. The whole
yeah.
point is punt through
Oh.
the upright.
Oh
The
yeah, I
whole
mean
point.
it's yeah.
It's easy to figure out.
It was really easy to figure it out. I've been watching it because it's on late at night when I get home.
Yeah, it's brutal.
That's actually a legal move to kick a field goal in the NFL that way too.
Yeah.
The drop
So-
kick.
Yep, the drop kick.
Yeah.
It hasn't been used
Doug
yet.
Flutie,
Doug
man.
Flutie did it 3 or 4 times.
That one.
Doug
the power-
Flutie did it again when he was the backup in
I want
New
some
England.
Flutie Flakes.
Yeah.
No,
What do they taste like?
Probably like Captain Crunch.
They look like cornflakes.
To watch too. You just go crazy. What the fuck was that?
Yeah, rugby looks like it would be extremely tiring because it never stops.
We got a few rugby
Well,
clubs
when
around
I
here.
worked at the bar, we had a whole. There was a whole bunch of. They played right by the Light Guard Armory. There was a field right there. There was a whole bunch of rugby teams.
Yeah.
3 or 4 of them.
That's
that
the
would
East Side
play.
Rugby.
Yeah.
Yeah.
They would come in and they would be beat. Dude, there was a guy. His hand was dislocated, and he's just sitting there guzzling pictures of Molson Canadian. And I'm like, don't you need to go to the doctor? No.
Hey,
No,
I
I'm
want to
good.
go back to the Washington team name again. 'Cause I don't know if you guys know this, and they could do this based on Washington's former name. It was once known as Chocolate City, so it's called the Washington Chocolates. That would work, right?
That's
Or can we just
Whoa, yeah, that
wait?
one.
Can we just change it to the Chocolate City Redskins?
No, because then you still have.
No, but I mean, like, no, but they're just like, look,
wanna
it's like
Washington
now it's
Monument
just
yank
like
down?
now it's tasty though.
So,
you know?
like,
I mean,
They shouldn't have called it District of Columbia. It should have been District of Chocolate.
We're gonna blow up Mount Rushmore at some point too, right?
you could say like the
Maybe.
Redskins is actually like a cherry like coating over the chocolate. So it's not
yeah.
really about Native Americans. It's just,
I just thought
it's
that's
delicious. It's just delicious.
The Washington Smithsonians? No, it doesn't work.
No.
There's nothing good. I'm sorry. You guys were talking about something different. I just had to go back to it.
Nothing good that they could do.
How about the Washington Jeffersons?
No, because then they just call them the Jeffersons, and then people will think of Sherman Helmsley.
Dude, they'd be like, "This is racist."
Dude, someone's got to drop that logo. It's kind of like based on the Redskins logo, but it's Sherman Helmsley's face.
The Washington Wheezies.
Oh God.
Whoa,
Washington Clowns. We just go back to Killer Clowns.
Killer
It's
Clowns,
the
yeah.
logo.
with
Yeah.
a K. You got to spell with a K.
Oh yeah.
Killer clowns.
Dude,
from,
the Red Tails
from
is the,
Kansas.
Killer Clowns from Washington D.C.
I honestly, there's nothing they can do.
Yeah, I agree with Alan. They're a shit team. Shit on.
Yeah, fuck them.
Doesn't matter.
Fuck them.
Like they could literally
They're
just let
they're
them
in
play
that division in the NFC East. I only like the Eagles,
last team
moderately
that the
like
Lions
the Eagles. The rest of them
beat
can all suck it.
for a playoff.
I mean, Cowboys,
That's right.
the Giants,
No,
the
Yeah.
fucking Redskins, they can all
year?
suck it.
I hate that
the
division.
I
Washington
hate
blew
that
us out. They won the
division.
Super Bowl that year.
Yeah, that's right. Okay.
Yeah.
That was like 92.
No,
Oh yeah, the
91?
Vince
They're on there.
Papa.
Oh, the
Papala,
playoff
yeah.
game was 92. You're right.
See, that was a good
Because that was the Mike Utley
Well, like
year.
I mean, I always liked Andy
Remember
Reid. He
Thumbs
was
Up
a good
Mike
coach,
Utley?
and I liked what he did with that team
Yeah,
for all
I do.
those years.
Yeah, that's
you know,
that was
I
that
mean,
year.
Those shirts.
And I like
Yeah.
their coach now. You know, I mean, Philly fans, fuck off. I hate Philly fans. Philly fans are horrible in every sport. They're assholes. They're notorious assholes. They, you
They
know.
would boo iced cream.
Oh
there.
yeah, they're rotten to their.
Santa
They're,
Claus.
yeah, they're rotten. Pete. They're
They
rotten.
cheer-
City of Brotherly Love, my ass. They're horrible.
Michael Irvin, they thought he broke his neck on the field, and they were cheering
Yeah.
for it.
Yeah, they're horrible.
And
But-
then he got up there
But
like,
the team
"Ah."
itself, like they got a good owner, they got a really good president. The guy, he's built that team. I mean, they got good front office people. But I'm just not. I only moderately like the team. I hate the NFC East.
I'm actually the Washington Jeffersons is really growing up.
I know you're loving it, don't you? Because they're moving on up.
Moving on up.
I hate that the Rodney Pete never did anything for us, but that scored 58 points when he was their quarterback.
Yep.
Rodney
Fucking
Pete was on Wild and Crazy Kids before.
Yeah.
Yep.
Yep. Good stuff.
Thanks for doing nothing here, Rodney. But when you went there, you were fucking phenomenal.
we
all
kind
of
of
a
treated
sudden.
him like shit because even when he was
only
here,
a 6th-round pick too. You know,
he was kind of just a placeholder for Andre Ware because
Yeah,
Andre
I
Ware is
mean,
going to happen.
Yeah, that worked out too.
Yeah.
So did Joey Harrington.
Oh,
We have a graveyard of fucking quarterbacks.
Do you remember? You remember when Ware got drafted and he was all excited, running up, run and gun.
Only
So, like,
two players that ever did anything for the Lions was Calvin Johnson and
Barry Sanders.
Yeah.
And they're the two nicest men you could possibly find, and even they quit. I can't do this, man. I gotta get out of here.
Calvin Johnson.
They
and
had
Barry
too much
Sanders.
honor to leave.
now-
They just retired.
So much money and won Super Bowls with other teams, but they were so loyal to us, like they wouldn't leave.
Yeah.
Like Calvin
We-
Johnson definitely would have won a Super Bowl.
Well, Barry basically said long before he said that when he gets sick of playing football, he'll stop playing. He said that way back, and that's what happened. They made him sick of football because they had an opportunity to get rid of him. We had an opportunity to trade him. The Colts were going to give up like the next 2 or 3 first-round picks, and there was a whole shit. But he wasn't going to sign off on it.
No.
He wasn't going to sign off on it. He didn't want to play anymore.
Even
and if he
Calvin-
would have went there, they would have won a Super Bowl way quicker.
Even
yeah,
Calvin's
they
final year, he wasn't going to play, but his
I'm out
dad,
of here, guys.
All right,
man,
see
good
you,
night.
Drake.
Fun.
Thanks for
I
stopping.
moved
his dad kind of talked him into
All
his
right, man.
final season.
Thanks for stopping by.
Well, it's like they're giving Calvin shit now because he went on that podcast with Glover Quinn and said he didn't want to get drafted by Detroit. No, but he didn't say it like he said. He's like, I really was hoping that Atlanta was going to pull something off because that's where he's from. He wanted to stay close to home. He never thought about Detroit. He didn't know anything about Detroit. You know?
Yeah.
But he came here and he played and he stayed quiet. And then, of course, we we got pissy with him because he wanted to retire because he knew nothing was going to happen here.
Yeah, this was a lost cause.
I don't care what all these people can get pissed all they want about him and Barry or what. Fuck you. You know what? Get pissed at this ownership. Get pissed at the people that they're letting run. Not even the ownership. Get pissed at the people they're letting run the organization over and over again.
The only thing I ever griped about with the Barry Sanders thing is that he took so long to make up his damn mind.
Yeah, and
So,
he did it right on
to
the.
get anybody.
Yeah.
He did it right on the basically when training camp was starting, right? Wasn't
Yeah,
it?
so they had no time to get anybody.
Yeah.
And
Yeah, Kelvin let him know early, but
Calvin let him know a year before, because he was going to play past that 8th season, and he played that 9th season. So
Yeah.
they knew before that he probably.
but then
wasn't.
even then, I think he let them know they.
He still let him know before the draft.
Yeah.
yeah.
But
Barry was like, it was like July 7th, and he's like, "Oh, I'm not going to play after free agency and everything's done."
Yeah.
So that was the only thing, and I can't blame him. He was on. He didn't want to stop, but he also did want to stop.
Yeah.
It's a hard decision. Barry's forgiven no matter what.
I don't.
I have a simpler approach. They made them quit.
Yep.
The
They did.
Lions made them quit.
Yep.
Fuck the Lions.
All right,
the Lions are why I don't watch. I literally don't care about NFL football because of the Lions.
Do not
It broke
be
me.
surprised. Do not be surprised if the same shit goes on with Matthew Stafford. That he just goes, I'm done. Maybe not after this year, but like the following. He just had a 4th child. If they're not going to do something,
Yeah.
And I mean, yeah, can you blame him some of the time for yes, but he's still the best quarterback that we have had in how long?
Years.
5 decades?
He's got 2 years left on his deal, and I wouldn't be surprised if he plays that out, and that's it.
I bet you. I bet you he will play it out and he will be done. Maybe somebody will lure him away, maybe to play somewhere else because like if something happens, because they do have a house over in California.
Yeah.
So maybe, but I bet you at that point he'll be 33 years old, 4 kids. He's
Lots of injuries.
Lots of injuries. Yeah.
Lots of wear and tear.
Dude, he's a warrior, man.
it's
Broken back. He played the whole fucking year.
It's a culture of losing. It's never changed. It's never going to change. It'll never be any different here,
like,
ever.
Martha's stepping down. Yeah, well, you know what? Her old man died, and she was taking over. And the only thing she made it look like she was going to be tough because she went and fired everybody in the front office.
The Lions sucked when Detroit was like a top 5 or 6 market in population.
Yeah.
Then it was a top 10 in population. Now what are we? Are we like 17th largest population area? We're like not even
Maybe.
We're like it's only going to get worse. We're like, I remember when I was a kid, I was like, man, how do markets like Kansas City do it? Like we're like a middle-sized fucking market.
And that's the thing now. It's like we've had except for maybe hockey, but the other 3 major sports, it's hard to lure people like top free agents here. Yeah. It's been like that for a while now. It's where it used to not
come
be.
here and freeze to death, or go out to California or Florida.
With the Wings, it's always different because they're the greatest franchise in NHL. Period.
But then,
bar none.
Then you got teams like Green Bay. I think it's just because the whole town's focus is on treating them guys like royalty. It's cold. It sucks there, but they figure out how to treat people like gold and make them want to be there.
Yep, that's it.
You come here, you're just a fucking pro athlete.
Yeah, because really, like at Green Bay, there's really nothing. Yeah. I can understand somebody like wanting to go to be a Yankee. There's so many other things there, but I wouldn't personally because fuck New York. Every team, every sport.
If I were an athlete, it wouldn't matter the sport. I would try to get my ass to San Diego.
Yeah, exactly.
It's California, nice California weather, but it's not L.A.
Yeah.
Yeah,
that's what I mean. It's like
somebody told me years ago.
more,
probably one of the best jobs in the world is being a weatherman in San Diego.
Yeah.
Ron Burgundy loved it there.
Yeah, you get up, it's 75 and sunny.
San Diego.
Yeah, it doesn't get like L.A. can get like hot 9500. San Diego is always it's always great.
Yep.
Always.
Mike, I fact checked your NFL market thing because the way NFL does it, they do it by a radius. So a 75-mile radius around.
Okay.
We're the 8th.
We're 8th?
because think Metro Detroit, there's 4.5 million people.
Flint and
Yeah, the 75 miles. So yeah, there's 5-6 million people.
Okay.
for some reason I thought we were like 17th or something.
That if you did just based on Detroit, we definitely would be. But when they're doing like blackouts and stuff for people that can't watch a game, they do 75-mile radius, which also brings Canada in too.
That says the That's the NFL. How they determine it?
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
That's
Because like
Whatever,
in
it's still
basketball,
not
no,
going to get any better.
well, like
but
no, in
Detroit itself,
basketball-
you're right. Detroit would be 20th probably.
In basketball, like I don't think they classify us that high.
I thought.
Oh, they don't. But
I
you
thought
know,
that, like our metro area is like still not even top 10. But 75 miles is not a metro area. But if they go by that, then yeah, because Flint and
Yep.
yeah,
Lansing.
that's the criteria they
Lansing,
use
90
for.
miles.
You don't remember how many times we had blackouts because of sellouts and stuff, but they use that's part of the formula that they use is the 75-mile radius.
whatever. The Lions ruined fucking football for me
Yes.
forever.
I've always been a Denver Broncos fan. You've known I've always been a Denver Broncos fan, so I've had some success there. I was a Denver Broncos fan before they were.
I'm a Lions fan, tried and true. I watch them every year. I get pissed. It's my. I don't know. I don't know what
Can't
it
make
is,
myself
dude.
care anymore.
I just don't know what it is. It's my torture. It's my punishment for. I don't know.
now Michigan ain't even good anymore. Got nothing around here.
No,
But we had that discussion though. We were talking about Michigan being we were never a big national championship. We were a 10-win team. We're always like a very good. We're a 10-win team. And that's what we are. So like all these people that are bitching about Harbaugh, it's like before that, what did we have? We had two coaches that couldn't do anything.
No, Harbaugh, with his record, is a Michigan coach.
He's a Michigan coach.
This is how it goes.
This
That's
is it.
Michigan football.
10-win team.
This is Michigan football.
This is it, man.
There was no point where it was expected to go 12-0 and
No.
national champion. That was never a Michigan thing ever.
No.
We thought it that way. We might have thought that way when we were kids.
Yeah.
But when we'd go out to the, they'd fucking go out to Pasadena and fucking lose by 30. That's what I remember. They beat Ohio State they usually beat Ohio State, went out to Pasadena and got shit stomped. That was my life.
yeah,
That's what I remember.
And now we haven't beat Washington.
excluding one year where they actually won the Rose Bowl and were undefeated. That was it.
I was gonna say back in the day it was all about the Rose Bowl, not the national.
Yeah.
championship.
Well, that was like Schembechler was always about winning the Big Ten.
Yeah.
That was win the Big Ten.
That's
Well, it was
get
just
the
about
Rose Bowl.
beating his old fucking
Yeah.
mentor.
Yeah.
That was his life.
Yeah.
They
that's
hated
it.
each other.
Beating Woody Hayes.
This is no different than Harbaugh Stanford teams. They would do really well, and then all of a sudden at the end of the season, blow it. They would be in the national championship hunt, and then would lose 2 games. And
Is Michigan's roster? Is he doing? I don't know. Is his roster the national championship caliber, or are they just very good?
The last 2 years, we've had a lot of this team has been drafted high.
besides Alabama,
There's not a lot of players.
Alabama,
Okay,
Ohio
so he
State,
probably-
I don't know about how well he's replenished. I don't know what he's got this year, man.
So a lot of the guys are going pro.
Yeah.
Well, then he probably should be at least getting a taste. Maybe he is a shitty coach. I don't know.
If you look at Michigan State, they all recruit locally. They won't go out to California, Florida.
Well, Michigan does now.
Well, Harbaugh was trying to do that.
He sets up
and then
football camps in all kinds of different states.
Dude,
just to
Harbaugh was
recruit.
setting up these satellite camps down south, and all of a sudden the SEC was like, "Whoa, wait, is this legal?" And they were just crying about
the
it.
SEC is so corrupt and dirty.
Yep.
You know,
The grade point average of a lot of them college, it's a joke.
Yep.
But they're Michigan State occasionally gets a guy that gets kicked out of another school that's pretty good, like Plaxico Burress,
Yeah.
But Michigan State for recruiting in state, they do a pretty good job.
Oh, they do a great job. Yeah.
They do a good job of doing the best they can with what they got.
D'Antonio is great at it.
But D'Antonio,
Was.
he got forced out. He got forced out.
He got forced.
He didn't want to leave at all. And
Oh no, but what the big issue. He knew what was going on. He knew there was some shit going on, and the big thing's his loyalty to his coaching staff. Instead of getting rid of guys when they were playing bad, when the team isn't doing shit, he just rotates it. Oh, well, now you're a tight ends coach instead of an
Yeah.
offensive coordinator. But there was
We'll find a place for you.
there was shit going on. There was clearly, because for him to step down like that, clearly it was bad. But he waited. And whatever, he waited till 3 days, I think it was. It was 3 days after his contract for the year is guaranteed, so they had to give him $4-point-something million. Yep. It was like 3 days after his contract was guaranteed.
Got
for
that
the
money.
Year.
Yeah.
But they had no. Apparently, he's going to be there on some capacity. What they'll do is they'll keep him in the background for a couple of years while all this stuff gets handled.
Massaging co-eds like that one doctor.
Yeah, there's
Dr.
some big thing about one of the coaching, somebody that was part of the coaching staff is filed a lawsuit, something about it was racist stuff,
Yeah, well,
and
that'll end everything nowadays.
And he, and I mean, if you look, I mean it's definitely suspect. How they just all of a sudden just went.
Sometimes people overreact, and then there are other times like, "Ooh, this."
And
is
this
bad.
one, I'm kind of like, I was kind of like, at first I'm like, oh great, but then when I started listening, like Pat Caputo was talking about it a lot, and I'm like, and he was kind of explaining stuff, and I'm like, oh wait, that sounds pretty bad, Not that D'Antonio directly. It was just that he didn't do anything about the situation.
Yeah, see,
and he knew about it, and that's why he.
That's going on in Iowa now with Ferentz and his brother.
Could end up being gone,
and it wasn't like somebody else saying it. It was like Kirk Ferentz and his son, who was a coach there, were saying to a black coach or some of the players, they wore the stocking caps. It's like, oh, you guys going to rob a liquor store today?
Yeah,
stuff like that.
Yeah, Kirk Ferentz.
So that's direct.
Kirk Ferentz might be a. Yeah, like that Doyle dude, that Chris Doyle that they got rid of.
Yeah.
I think he was just one of those dudes that was like, he made jokes made jokes, and they were probably offensive, but a lot of people wouldn't take it that way,
Yeah,
and some did. But I think Kirk Ferentz could be out of a job.
I think
it's not looking. I don't know what they'll do is they'll drag it out for this year. I think.
Yeah, because now all of a sudden there's players that are like one guy was.
Where what they cover up for football though. It's like
see, like
that Penn State thing.
Yeah,
it goes on all over.
They cover up like full on rape, like their players rape people, and they cover it up because we got to win.
Yep.
It's like Jesus Christ. Man.
Well, and then like on
things than
but then
football.
like on top and then you got what people remember most though is like the lacrosse team that was accused that didn't do it.
Yeah, they didn't do it, but you still know about it,
right?
Yeah,
but everybody goes, well, look, see, they didn't do it, and it was just bullshit. I'm like, yeah, but how many times has it really fucking happened, and the school covered it up?
All the schools they have. I don't think it. I think those days are long gone.
Yeah,
but there was a time where if you were a decent player, you didn't have to be great. Just if the team needed you, you get away with pretty much whatever you wanted.
Remember when one of our favorite movies growing up was The Program?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah,
and like NCAA is like, oh, this isn't the way we run things and everything. And fuck, yes, it was exactly the way you guys run anything. Steroids, covering up rape, giving people money. All of it actually happens.
Paying kids to play football.
It was bullshit. They're like, no, this movie doesn't fairly represent the NCAA. Yes, it fucking did.
Well,
that's how it
I
was.
feel like the athletic.
That's a great movie, though. The Program.
All that are the ones.
James Caan.
Basically, they put all that pressure on the coaches to be like, no, sweep this under, because they know about that shit, and they're in charge of it. They're in charge of, oh yeah, we need this winning team. Okay, here we're gonna give you this, we're gonna give you that. So.
Well, the rich alumni, the alumni guys that are like lawyers and shit.
Yeah,
I had
flipping the kid the check.
I dated somebody who was a very close friend of mine who went to the University of Michigan, is an alumni, who went there, was part of the marching band, went there during the Fab Five.
Oh yeah,
and knows all about it, and straight up said, first of all, they walked around like nothing, like they didn't have to do anything.
Well, they probably didn't read one book.
And one in particular who has a job and he's on ESPN all the time.
His initials are JR.
And she flat out said he's like, she knew people who were raped by him. Like, she's like, he is a straight up
but he's
rapist.
a winner.
Yeah, but he's a winner.
Yes.
Yeah, it's disgusting.
And he's never been in trouble. And she, straight up.
I just remember Najee Davenport got rejected by a girl and he shit in her bedding or something.
See, that's what you do.
Oh my God, yeah.
You get revenge.
Dude, I forgot that name.
He shit. If he shit somewhere in her dorm, I don't know.
Yeah, dude.
I guess at least he didn't rape her.
Right.
Yeah.
Really, all he just did was just say, "Hey, you're a pile of shit.
I'm gonna grow a tail now.
You're a pile of shit. There you go."
I feel like that's perfectly fine. That's something I would do.
If a girl rejects you, you can shit in her bedding.
All right.
At least
Now hear this.
technically, you didn't do anything physical to her.
Now hear this. If anybody stands you up or disrespects you, just shit. Just shit.
That's a
somewhere in their house.
That's a
whatever.
Cleveland turndown service.
You know what a relief it must be to coach when they get a really athletic kid that's super nice, like Calvin Johnson. Oh my God, he's nice. It's gonna be so fucking easy.
Like when they're getting ready to draft him and teams are calling, they're like, "Oh yeah, just if you can draft him, take him because he's like the perfect. He's the model of everything you will want."
Yeah. It's like,
Oh wait, I'm sorry. You're looking. Wait, are you looking for rapists and assholes? Oh, don't take him then.
he does it. He calls everyone sir, and he's really.
Well, I mean, like, look at his dad though. He told his dad, "You can quit your job now. I'll take care of everything." And his dad's like, He goes, "You don't take care of me. I'll take care of myself."
Yeah.
And he stayed. He had 3 years to go when Calvin got drafted. He had like 3 years to go to retire from the railroad, and he finished.
Yeah,
want that pension.
Some dude's got that pride. Like, no.
Yeah.
If I were, I'm telling you right now, if I were a multimillionaire, my dad would be working.
Oh, I'm sure he
Not
would.
because I like, Dad, here, don't go back to work. You'd work.
Yeah.
I'm telling you, you'd fucking
Yep.
work.
Jerome Bettis' dad, he stayed working when Jerome Bettis got into NFL. He stayed working and retired. He worked for the city of Detroit.
Yeah.
Antoine Walker's mom quit working when he got all that money, and she
and then got an
should-
$8 million house, and then when he was broke,
You were talking about the analysts that probably rape people.
Yeah.
Well, here's why that's really dumb. Because I know a guy that was, besides the fact that rape is evil, but I was talking about something that's I'm going to sound horrible.
but when
What I'm
football's
saying
involved,
is, they can skit any of the pussy they want.
Right.
yeah,
Generally speaking,
Yeah.
they can get pussy. Because a guy I work with, Tiny, 6'9" guy,
yeah,
he was getting looked at colleges, and he hung out with like a lot of players from that era,
Yeah.
at least their age, and he was he was hanging out with Christian Leitner,
Yeah.
and he said Leitner didn't rape anybody, by the way.
No, there was
But
no-
he just said women, like he was just picking the ones he wanted. Like he's like,
Yep.
I want this one, that one, this
Yep.
one, and
You can have that one.
and he said, which one do you like? He's like, her. He goes, I'm all scared, like her. He's like, all right, yeah, okay. He's like,
Yeah.
and like that's how easy it was.
Yeah. Right.
And I'm sure it was the same for that analyst.
Yep. And that's
But
why
what's weird, there must be something wrong with his mind.
that's
You know what
where
I mean?
that's where the proof. There's proof right there that the psychologists have said for years that rape is not about sex; it's about control and
Yeah.
power. And
because
that's
they can
what,
get
you know.
within reason.
yeah.
99% of the women.
Yep. And I mean, yeah. So yeah, there's. It's funny because like all that when the Me Too movement started, I thought that somebody was going to like come back and bring some of that shit up about him, but
Yeah, they didn't get him.
nope, because I mean they would ruin him because I mean she told me just a few of the stories. I mean she told me that years ago.
Oh yeah.
You know?
The thing is, it's a different era, but from now on,
Oh,
you're not getting away with nothing.
Yeah.
Nothing.
From now on, we are rape
But-
free
Yeah.
or try to be.
That should bring us back to Adam Savage. Finally,
Oh,
a
yeah.
nice segue.
Yes.
So
The raping
Now
blob.
the
we
raping
talked about it a little
blob.
bit yesterday, and again, double checked it. And yes, his sister is not filing criminal charges, and she can't.
Oh, she can.
because it's New York.
Right.
She's only
right.
filing a civil case. And
That puts
she sued him 3 separate times.
red flags.
She has sued him
Yeah.
3 separate times at this point. I'm
Right.
not saying she's lying because I don't know.
Yeah.
But
Well, I mean,
the fact
that's-
that she's sued him and lost 3 separate times. Well, this is the 3rd time, so at least twice. And the whole family said, "This isn't right.
Okay.
This didn't happen." They're trying to make her, sweep it under the covers.
Yeah.
So everybody, it doesn't sound right.
I was just thinking of the Raining Blood by Slayer, but Raping Blood!
Yeah.
Which would be a great song.
Blood.
Now,
They're saying Raping
whether or
Blob
not
on
the
same-
story, whether or not that story is true or not, if
Coming up
it
with that
isn't
name,
true, that
man.
name, then yeah, coming up with something like that, whether he did say it to her or she came up with it herself,
I mean, yeah,
is a sign of somebody with messed up head.
I mean, you never know. I mean, somebody, dude, schizophrenic people come up with crazy
That's
shit.
true.
Dude.
If he's not the raping blob, and
Yeah.
she came up with that on her own head,
Yeah.
that is fucked up.
yep.
Yeah, and actually,
Imagine
I mean,
there
while,
is no
while
raping blob, and she invented him.
I'm gonna say, like, when they put her in a mental institution for schizophrenia, I'm gonna go in there and be like, all right, so
Any
let's
song ideas?
Here, let me get some ideas
Yeah.
here from you. Here.
But you're right.
Can you
raping
take her off
blob would
beds
be-
for a little while.
raping
gonna wean her
blob to
off.
raining blood.
Does not seem like that kind of person, though, at all, in my opinion.
Well, they never do, but
Yeah,
they
but,
never do.
hey, man, neither did Jared Fogle.
Yeah, that's true. Subway Jared
Long guy,
Fogle.
yeah. He got his ass beat in prison.
Man, Darren Sharper, he was one of my favorite players, man. One of my favorite players, and he was a great analyst when he retired. Come to find out, he was drugging and raping women all over the country. You know, I mean,
He didn't need to.
Bill Cosby. Jeez, I mean, he
yeah,
was my TV dad, man.
Yeah, that's all right. I'll switch over to that. Yeah.
I feel like
Actually,
every
I
time
can-
the levels are so low
Yeah, they are.
on
We'll go
on that one.
unplug that.
Yeah.
And
Yeah.
check.
Well, if he does,
I mean,
don't
his
care.
woman does work in the hospital emergency rooms and stuff.
My ex, she works in the hospital, but she ain't been there.
Oh,
Yeah.
She doesn't go back till
Raping
September.
blob!
so yeah, his woman
So-
has been there, so
Raping blood.
so he might have caught it. He might be asymptomatic. You might just catch it from his
Fuck it.
microphone.
I'll take it.
You'll take it.
I'll take it.
Raping Blob is such a good song.
Yeah, you got
From a lacerated guy. A
Um,
lacerated thigh.
Now, the last article I did read about Savage, they didn't say anything because yesterday when we talked, it was anally. Now it's saying that he forced himself upon her, performing oral on her, and vice versa, making her perform oral on
Well,
him.
I saw that
Wow.
too, but then I saw
the anal thing.
forcing anal.
Huh.
That reminds
Jesus.
me of that Infant Annihilator song. What was that one called? Anal Prolapse or
Anal prolapse.
Yeah.
I've seen an anal prolapse, that porn star Ava Devine.
oh man, that was so terrible. You showed me that before.
And she's like, my ass fell out.
yeah,
Oh, the
You
pink
just
the
said
pink
it.
sock.
You don't
And it
say.
just it was just oily look. It was so bad.
It's the pink sock.
it's gross.
That's what it's
I was
called.
like, I don't know.
Not a big fan of anal. I don't think I would do that.
No, that would hurt.
Any female ever.
Oh, to
or,
them.
or,
Yeah, I'm
or
sorry.
myself. I wouldn't take
Yeah.
anal.
You wouldn't do a
person.
10-10-10?
No. It's not
Well,
my
you know
thing.
what though? I don't know if you guys know this, but the human anus can stretch up to 7 inches.
Yes,
Yeah, that's enough
Yeah.
for like and
it's almost two.
a raccoon can fit
Yeah.
into a 4-inch space.
Yeah, so it's almost 2 raccoons you can fit.
You
in
can almost
that.
fit 2 raccoons in your anus.
So you can just bypass gerbils and go right up to raccoon.
So
That was on
how'd
Facebook, man.
so how'd that guy die? Death by horsecock. You know, if you fit all that
Well,
in.
because it went in
Yeah,
to his.
so it can stretch,
his-
so you can fit width.
But that doesn't
thing
mean you can
went-
take
That thing
punctures.
kept going.
So you can't take depth. It's
No, you
just
can't have a
width.
cock go into your intestines. No,
Yeah,
that was that video.
The audio is terrible.
Yeah,
I've only heard the audio.
I
Yes.
heard. I heard the audio first. Then I unwillingly received the video.
Whoa,
Oh, okay.
I
You
don't
know where
even
it's
know
like
what-
the real quick.
I don't even
This
know
guy
what you
liked
guys are
to have
talking
himself his butthole fucked by horse cocks, like legit horses.
And it killed him.
He died from it.
He went to the emergency room and he had like a lacerated intestines
He died
from horse cock.
So the video is called "Death by Horse Cock."
And then his partner was like, "Oh, you like that, baby?" He's like, "Ugh."
Yeah, and he thought he was like the throes of ecstasy.
Raping blood from
No,
lacerated
he was dying.
intestine.
Oh,
He
man.
thought he was like totally getting into it,
That
but
one
he
bothered me more than the 2 girls 1 cup.
Yeah.
What about the glass jar?
Yeah.
Glass jars.
that's-
There's, I mean,
See,
you know, man. There's a thing.
I haven't
I
seen
never,
any of these.
I
I'm
never
so glad.
willingly watched any of that. It was that gotcha stuff.
Yeah,
Yeah.
Where it starts out like somebody's just at a market shopping. Check out this car wreck. I like car wrecks.
yeah,
Like, okay, there's going to be a car wreck, and then all of a sudden,
Bam!
horrific.
Yeah.
yeah. Speaking of gotcha, wasn't that a movie in the 80s?
Yes.
Okay.
Yeah. For
Anthony
How about
Edwards.
gotcha
Fioren-
porn, though?
Linda
Oh.
Fiorentino.
But Anthony Edwards.
Anthony
Yeah,
Edwards.
yeah, yeah. Okay. Sorry.
She was like a Russian something. Or,
spy thing.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That,
Yep.
I've seen.
I was just thinking
Gotcha's
about
the
it
worst.
when you said
Gotcha porn's the
and-
worst.
I don't know, man.
I don't know what gotcha porn is.
Don't ever turn on your Facebook Messenger because it's
Yeah.
it's like dark web level horrific.
Dude,
Yeah, except
it's
that's
funny
all. That's
because-
all we use.
It's
though.
funny because there's like when I go on Facebook, like it shows a little thing for Messenger, and there's there's a shit ton of messages in there, and I don't know what they are.
Yeah, we can't add you to our group chat because you won't download it.
Every
Our
Do you have
group
it?
chat's fine, but there's people that
I
literally
haven't,
send me horrific things all
No,
the time.
I
Yeah,
gotta,
I know.
Add it. I gotta add
Like
it on
Eric.
or turn it on or something.
I'll get-
every time I get something in Messenger, it's actually always like a nice pair of tits or.
Well,
something
they're,
like,
it's
you know, I'm
okay. It's like
all right,
anything.
cool.
It's mostly good,
Okay, but
but when it goes bad, it goes real bad.
But
I
so
haven't
like
experienced
people
it.
you know are sending you this?
Yeah, they'll send you it'll be gotcha porn, and I've been sent hundreds. And it sometimes I won't even open because I know it'll seem innocent, like a girl just something normal, like a girl playing with herself or something, something that kind of drags you in,
Yeah.
and then it real quick pans. Well, here's an example. One, it was a girl playing with herself, and then it real quick panned to just diarrhea. Not
Cha-cha-cha.
her, not that particular scene. It went to another scene. There were diarrhea right in the mouth,
And
Cha-cha-cha.
so somebody
and you
who
don't have
is-
time to turn away.
So somebody who is supposedly your friend on Facebook
Yeah.
sends you that.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
That's
Now
evil.
there was one where like check out this car wreck, and it was a car, like okay, I'm waiting for the car wreck. You're looking into the security camera, then all of a sudden there's 2 black guys. He's got the little black guy over his shoulder, and he's using him like a puppet. Like the hand is going all the way in.
But
Oh
Yeah.
man,
The big black guy put his arm in the
that
little
I've
black guy's
seen.
butt.
it's always
somebody played that for me, and I'm like, what the hell?
that's why like it happens to me all the time where I'll get like somebody that I know never ever will message me a messenger, and all of a sudden something will pop in from them. I'm like, well, either they're trying to get me something gotcha or they got hacked.
Yeah.
Like yesterday when I was sitting here and we were watching Go Shark, I got one, and it was the worst thing I've ever seen. It was a religious post. And that to me, that's worse than anything. I don't want to see a religious post. It's like,
Gotcha.
got you with religion. I'm like, oh no, not religion.
Father, please bless Brian.
But no, I don't get them anymore. Like I know who, like
I don't get him like I used to.
there, the group chat and like 1 or 2 other people, only people I know will message me on Messenger. Anything else, it's coming through a text.
Well, remember private Facebook groups?
Yeah.
Before they got real strict on everything, it always devolved into 2 things. Straight up white nationalist style Nazi humor,
Yep.
like all the as extreme as you can go. It's like stuff like your uncle won't even say. And then it's that
and he racist.
yeah, and then it's either that or scat porn. It turned to those
Yep.
2 things.
No, that was it. There was
And
no.
everybody just trying to and everyone was trying to one up each other. It's funny for a while, and then it takes a dark turn, and it's like, all right, man, I can't do this.
only
like
guy-
I can't like.
I will get it from because the group that me and Jay are in on Facebook, the Church of Butts. We'll get it and they'll watch a video. I'm like, oh, something terrible is gonna happen in this video. I'm waiting for like somebody to fall or bust their head, and all of a sudden they'll just splice in porn audio over it. So it's like, But you'll have the volume up like in the bathroom at work or something.
It's called the Church of Butts.
Yeah.
The skinheads tried to recruit me because of my mosh pit skills at one time.
Yeah.
I remember Mike's like, don't even let him buy you a drink. I'm like, oh, okay. I'm fucking hammered and shit. We're over at the Ritz. We're at Matt's show, man. That was actually a good show. That was a really good show. They had a lot of good bands, but I mean, the mosh pit was whack that night. Yeah, people trying to do double legs. Mike had
I got fucking mad at this dude was shooting double leg takedowns in a mosh pit.
Yeah.
So I'm like, when I caught on to what he was doing to people, I'm like, I hope he tries. I mean, I sprawled perfectly and I did it, pushed his head down. I'm like, fuck you, man. I know how to block a takedown.
You guys are on Fight Island.
I
should
Abu
have got a
Dhabi.
guillotine.
I slammed the one kid into a table, his partner. I think I elbowed him too, right in the face.
Bobby sent some guy into orbit, and then his girlfriend got mad and came off her stool to try to fight Bobby, and it was like hitting the side of a building. She's like trying to hit him in the back, and he's like, "What's your problem, bitch?" You know, he's like, he didn't do nothing back because Bobby won't hit a woman.
Yeah.
But she was just like hitting, like trying to hit him. He's like, "Hey, your husband got in the mosh pit. You know, what the fuck you want to do?"
Yeah,
I don't miss. I'll never mosh again. I'll never do it again.
Yeah, I think
there just comes a point in your life where you just don't.
that was my last
the last
time.
one I did.
Yeah,
and I was probably about 5 or 6 years ago.
That's like that Wham song, I'm never gonna mosh again.
I'm never gonna mosh again.
Well, you guys actually got me into mosh pits and stuff, and then I actually really liked it. And then that happened, and I'm like, I don't want to fight somebody. This isn't mosh
that's what
pits
they
no
became.
more.
Yeah,
It's like all hardcore shit, just taking shots. I'm like,
I don't know. I think Alvo, your era was probably worse with the Boot Boys and those guys.
Oh, in the early '90s.
Yeah, that was
stuff.
brutal.
Yeah, like mid '90s.
I was too young and I didn't really see
like
it.
when
I
I
heard stories and it was bad.
I'd go to Harpo's and they would show up, and one of the bouncers there was their boys. It was one of their boys, and he'd let them all in, and we were at the DRI show, and DRI's playing, and there's like 20 skinheads there, and they're beating the fuck out of everybody. There's like 200 other guys, and the guys in the band just stop. Singer's like, dude, there's like 20 of these guys. There's like fucking 200 of you long hairs. Kick the fuck out of them. And then they're like, the skinheads are like, fuck you. And they're like, fuck you. We're done playing until you're out of here. And they fucking walked off stage, and then all of a sudden they got all 20 of those guys got ripped out of there, and we had a great show, man.
oh damn.
But but it was because one of the bouncers is their boy, and I knew a few of the guys too. Like, what's funny is like I knew them. They were long hairs, they were just partiers, and then all of a sudden they probably got recruited. They got recruited.
Yeah.
And all of a sudden they're like these skinheads,
Just another gang.
Yeah.
Dumb.
That was just like
beating up white guys.
We're white power. We beat up other white
Other white dudes.
Yeah.
When Mike stopped me,
Yeah.
I was like, oh, I didn't know what these guys were about. I mean, you kind of told me like the first band was like it was like a skinhead band, and I kind of figured like there was something up with them or whatnot. But
they weren't implicitly white power, but you could tell.
Yeah,
they all had shaved heads, and there's a kind that don't do the full on Nazi insignias and stuff, but you can tell by their general attire.
And the way they even their writing styles, like a lot of them, like when they first started off, they would just be straight up. They would yell out, dropping N bombs and and Jews and and everything else. But
Nordic
then
Thunder.
they just learned how to write the music without saying,
Well, like I said, I didn't think nothing of it. Like Mike had to tell me. Like I don't even know what he said, but he was trying to get me to do something, wasn't he? He was like, "Oh, check us out here or something." Like
he was trying to get you to go to one of their private gatherings.
I was like,
there's a band that I think they're still around. They've been around forever from Detroit area. Max Resist and the Hooligans. They're white power band. But if you listen to their songs, you really wouldn't know. It just sounds like they're just talking about drinking and fighting and stuff. No, they're straight up.
I'll tell you what, they really didn't last in the mosh pit with us, though. Who was in it? It was you, me, Bobby.
They weren't shit. We threw them all around.
Yeah, they didn't last in the mosh pit too well with us. But even when we were moshing, like we wouldn't hit each other hard, but like everybody else, like
Oh no! Yeah, when I come up to one of my buddies, I definitely the power goes down to 50%.
Yeah.
I'm not gonna fucking send one of you flying.
Bobby
You don't want
got
to
me.
do it to me, but when I see it's a stranger, boom! Like
Bobby
Well-
got me a couple good times. I'm like, hey, like,
yeah. Well, Bob, actually, I hit Bob hard as I can because he does it to me.
yeah.
Yeah.
Because-
Well, like I think probably like 89 through like 94 or so. Like all the shows I went to there during then, where the mosh pits were great. You know,
Yeah.
I mean, some of the best. I mean, I went and saw Anthrax, Exodus, and Halloween. They had the Wall of Death basically going right through it.
Oh, that's fucking sweet.
Oh, it was awesome.
You ever see
but,
Cannibal
I mean,
Corpse at Harpo's? I heard that it
yeah.
was nuts.
Yeah,
Nuts.
One time I saw them, and it was and I saw a lot of bands there, man. I mean, like Goat Whore and God Forbid, that was a really good show.
Oh, I
that was
would've
with
loved to
Slayer.
seen that.
Was with Slayer. So they both opened up for Slayer, and the singer of God Forbid's voice went out while they were on tour, and the guy from Goat Whore just came out and sang all of God after he did the Goat Whore show, did all of God Forbid.
That's awesome.
Yeah, God forbid that band broke up. Now the one of them's in Bad Wolves. They're more like radio rock.
Yeah, right.
And he said he said everybody does the whole like, you sold out this. He goes, look, God forbid was my child. I was in it since I was 16.
Right.
He goes, and I'm 33 now, and it's like, well, I've always liked mainstream rock. Just because I didn't play it doesn't mean I didn't like it. I just wasn't doing it for 15 years. I did heavy shit. He goes, I don't mind regular rock. He's
Right.
like,
I listen to some of their
That's a
stuff.
paying
Bad
gig.
Wolves.
That's a paying gig, man.
he's making
making
big
big money.
bank now.
It's
God
actually-
forbid
it's not
was
bad
like
music.
niche. It's like,
That's like, I mean, back in the day, Vivian Campbell played for Dio. Okay, Dio he was popular, but it wasn't like he was selling out major arenas. And then when I don't know, they had a feud or whatever, he left and he went to Whitesnake, which was a bigger band. Then he went to Def Leppard, which was way bigger band.
oh yeah.
At that point. I mean,
Vivian Campbell also beat up Danzig.
Yeah. Yep.
Before that,
Didn't.
I'll tell you who was actually a really good mosher. You guys seen Ace Ventura, man, when he was in there with Cannibal Corpse. He
Yeah.
got down. He had the
That's
moves,
true.
you know?
You know that Jim Carrey is a death metal fan.
Yeah. Oh, yeah.
Yes.
Yeah,
That's
big
not
time
that's
death metal.
Yeah.
He did that as a bit, but he actually
Yeah,
is
he's-
way into
yeah.
that shit.
That's
You-
like
you sent me a bunch
fucking,
of it.
He loves
what's his-
Napalm Death.
Yeah,
What's,
Napalm Death.
Who's the football dude, the nerdy football dude from ESPN that always had the little tiny pony? He was bald on top. He had a little ponytail, but he's an actual Slayer fan. And in one of the commercials, they had him wearing a Slayer shirt. John Clayton.
Okay.
Oh, yeah.
He's a Slayer fan. But people he always he had no
He looks
hair.
like an accountant.
Yeah, he looks like an accountant. His hair is completely gone on top. He's got nerdy glasses, but he always kept for years. He'd have his hair long in the back and just had this little tiny ponytail.
Yeah.
Like he wouldn't let go of like.
What little he had.
But he's a diehard Slayer fan, and people were like, yeah, he'd wear his suit to work, and he'd have a Slayer shirt on underneath it.
That's
and
awesome.
Slayer they're huge sports fans.
Yeah.
Slayer always they had their freaking
Oh,
Kings
dude,
and Raider
Henneman,
shit.
Yeah, Henneman and
King were
Henneman
big.
always had yep.
I remember
Kings
you
and
showed me a
Raiders.
bit on Slayer talking about when
Yeah,
That's awesome.
he's diehard, dude.
they were having people kind of going overboard. You know how Slayer is, like all anti-Christ and stuff, and then finally, like he had to come out and like say, like, you guys do know this is just this is an act.
Oh yeah. Well,
remember when they were
Tom's
having everybody,
actually Catholic.
Yeah, the singer's actually Catholic.
they were having everybody. What were they doing? They were doing like human sacrifices and stuff, like people like listening to their music. or
No,
something
they
was
weren't
going
doing
down.
anything. It was what happened is some pastor did a documentary about satanic music.
Oh, okay.
And then he got to know Slayer and liked him. He says, and they finally just admitted to him because they liked him on a personal level. Like, dude, it's just hype, man. We're just selling records. We're not really.
Well, I mean,
and
they
then-
said way back in the day, they said, what else is there to write about? What, are we going to write cheesy love songs?
yeah,
Yeah.
and
And
they got accused of being Satanist. They got accused of being fascist because they did songs about Hitler. But like you said, we're not. We do a song about Satanism or Hitler. It's not pro Hitler or pro Satan. It's like it's something that exists in a song.
They wrote.
Half of Slayer's not even white.
Yeah.
Dave Lombardo and Tom are not white.
No,
So they're not fascists.
But I mean, like Angel of Death. I mean, it's just a story about the Angel of Death.
Is it about Auschwitz?
Yeah,
Yeah, Tom's Chilean.
yeah.
And Dave Lombardo's Cuban.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yep.
But
I mean, all their. I mean, they wrote a ton of songs about serial killers too. I mean, they're
pro
pro serial
killers,
killer.
yeah.
I mean, you know.
yeah, they're
Everything from back in the day was just so much better than now. Like everything now is just,
Well,
it's like,
yeah, and
it's
I mean-
like shit, and everybody takes it so serious. And
It was probably about, I don't know, 85 or 86 when I saw somebody it was like a really crappy little interview, like in some town they were in, and they asked Slayer, and they're like, oh, you write about Satanism and death and dismemberment and like all these,
Yeah.
and like they're going on with all this stuff, and they're like, so why, and I think it was Tom Araya that said, well, what else are we going to write about? We're going to write some like cheesy love songs? Or,
Yeah.
He's like, that's not the music we're into.
yeah.
He's like, we're just writing about what we see in the world. And the world,
society,
he
yeah.
goes in the world, and society's fucked. It's fucked up.
Yeah, then Glenn Benton from Deicide.
oh,
His interview, if you look it up, the greatest debates ever are him and some guy named Bob Larson.
Oh, Bob Larson.
Yeah, and he's like, and Glenn Benton told the story later on in life. He goes, I know Bob Larson, not the character. He goes, he sells stupid DVDs, and he's actually kind of my friend. And he goes, I don't want to out him but he goes, he's just an entertainer like me. Put it that way.
Yeah.
I do what I do for hype. He does what he does for hype.
Right.
So we're both playing characters. I'm the Satanist. He's the pastor.
Yeah.
And we're having essentially a fake argument about beliefs that we don't actually have. And he goes, but I'm in character. I'm trying to, I'm young. I'm trying to promote my records, and he's trying to promote his stupid tapes.
I remember Bob Larson too. Yeah. Well,
It was pretty funny. He goes, just look up any of their debates because they are funny. The banter is hilarious.
oh yeah,
I'm
yeah.
gonna have to go home and watch that
I'm gonna.
like all night.
Glenn
now.
Benton, Bob Larson,
And
it's fucking hilarious.
I love Glenn Benton. Glenn Benton's like probably my favorite singer of all times. Well, next to, and it's really not even a comparison, but you guys remember Mitch Lucker with Suicide Silence before he died in that motorcycle accident? And
I didn't
Suicide
listen to a
Silence
lot of
went
them,
to
but I
shit.
knew who they were. Yeah.
Yeah.
Mitch Lucker was by far my favorite, most talented, death metal singer of all times because he just could do crazy ranges,
Yeah, I didn't know a lot about them. I just know that Glenn Benton, he
That's like my favorite live. He's my favorite live. I think it's Children of the Underworld. He's like, all right. So are you ready? We're gonna do this. All right. And you hear like he's trying to get the sound guy to get shit right. And he's like, all right, this is Children of the Underworld.
Well, he killed a squirrel during an interview because it was chewing up his, not for Satanism. He's like, because they chew up my fucking lines, and then he said he goes, of all the people I pissed off in my career, the only people that tried to harm me were the animal rights people. They blew off an M80 at one of his shows. He goes, he goes, we did it again, to hype our shows. Like, they tried to bomb us. He goes, they fucking threw up M80 in the venue we were playing at to fucking scare us.
Glenn Benton, he was, I don't know, like all that much. I just know him obviously from Deicide, but you said that Deicide basically only hired Glenn Benton, but Dave Suzuki on the tracks would do everything, right? Dave Suzuki did everything on the tracks, but Glenn Benton was hired as on the road singer, right?
Oh, for Vital Remains.
Is that what it was?
Yeah, Glenn Benton was not a full-time member of Vital Remains. He just did vocals for them.
Okay.
But yeah, Dave and Tony wrote everything.
So that was for Vital Remains.
But then
and
Dave
Deicide?
quit because he got married.
So what was up with Deicide? I thought Dave Suzuki
He did play for Deicide because the Hoffman brothers.
Okay.
Yeah, they're the ones that left and went on.
They quit. They got mad.
Yeah.
There was some money or something.
They went and started. What the fuck? They started another band.
Yeah, the Hoffman brothers and I guess Glenn Benton are not on speaking terms now, from what I heard.
They started another band. I can't remember what they're called because Neil played them for me.
Yeah, they're good guitar players, man.
Yeah.
They're fucking sick. But yeah, but I can imagine. I mean, that all of the whole band, they're all like 6'5" and mean. So I can imagine an argument. They're the type where, like, when they're done with each other, that's it. I fucking hate you.
Well,
You know
when
what I
you
mean?
show me that one YouTube video that they did, who else was there? Like Slipknot was there. Everybody.
Oh yeah, Roadrunner United.
Yeah, is that what that was? That was a really good video, and those guys were all monsters. I'm like, God, man. Just imagine, like,
Steve Asheim, the drummer, still looks huge, and he's probably in his 50s, and he's still like
What
he's.
about the bass player from Burner Lives?
Oh yeah, remember that guy, Ken.
The nicest dude. Yeah, that's
Yeah.
it.
We went. Yeah, there was a local band called Burner, and they had they're a fucking bass player as tall as a doorway.
Yeah, he's just
And
it is wide.
He's fucking huge, and they were 80s, like,
yeah.
not cock rock, not like hair metal, but they were like 80s speed metal, I guess you could call it.
Yeah.
Can't think of it. Like, they were like Metal Church or
Yeah,
something.
basically, like Tom was the singer, guitar player, but he really
Ray Burns.
Ray, that's what it was. Ray.
Remember when I heard about him, like, because me and Alan always liked that 80s speed metal,
Yeah.
even when it wasn't in style. I'm like, Al, I got a band we got to go see. 'Cause
Yeah.
I saw him, and you're like, what? I go,
They were awesome.
going down to the IROC. We're going
Yep.
tonight.
Yeah, they were awesome.
There was like 80s speed metal, and it was fucking just a 3-piece, and they were phenomenal.
Yeah, but like Ray was his name, the guitar player.
Yeah, Ray
the
Burns.
singer. Like, he wasn't a singer originally. Like, he just said, I just started like learning how to use my vocals because they got sick of going through other people.
Yeah,
and
so
they
he
just
just took-
became a 3-piece.
He's a
that's
phenomenal
one way
guitar
to do
player.
it.
Yeah. He's like a guitar. He was a guitar teacher. He taught guitar and stuff too. So, but like Ken was just like the coolest dude. Like just way chill.
He
Big
I don't
as a
remember
fucking
them.
doorway.
he looked like Mick from Slipknot, but bigger.
Wow, that's
huge.
That's a big
He's
stage.
a
Yeah.
big guy.
I remember when you were in Mainline, you guys had a band play before you. They were probably like the third band that played. They were called Impaled, and they were all young kids. And
Yeah, they were sick, dude.
That band was nasty. And I never heard anything, but you said that you have after.
They ended up getting
afterwards.
signed because they got better because they were only like 15 when we saw them.
Yeah.
And they got signed. They were already better than what we were doing.
Oh, I don't
They
know.
were,
I
they were
liked
pretty.
you guys.
They were
but
fucking good, man.
They were
I
really
remember
good.
them. I
Impaled. It
remember
was at the
them.
Roseville Theater.
That's what I was gonna say.
Yeah.
I remember that.
They were playing old school thrash, but they were like 15.
Yeah,
They were-
I knew they were like really young. I remember that.
Yeah, they played like that Armor Saint style
Yeah.
shit.
They
But they were
were
little
dressed
kids,
like
you know?
vampires or something like
Yeah.
that. Right? They had that whole look
Dude,
going.
it was like-
but
I was
when
impressed.
they came out,
Forgot about that. Yeah, I was really impressed with them. I liked them. They were good.
sick.
And there was like their bass player, like he had to sit out. He was so new to the band, he had to sit out 3 of the songs because he didn't know them all yet. So he had to go sit out. He goes. They just recruited me. He goes. So I only know 5 of the 8 songs.
Dude, I mean, like 15-year-olds. Well, we had to get rid of this bass player and bring in another one.
it was fucking. They were sweet, dude.
Yeah, when
I
they
liked
walked
them.
on stage, I was like,
Impaled.
oh, shit,
They were
man.
signed. They were
Let's do-
signed.
That's awesome.
Yeah.
Yeah, them guys were.
Now
good.
I'll have to look and see if they had some music out there anywhere, man.
I'm sure they did. But if they had a label, I mean, they were on a label.
You guys had some really good songs though in Mainline. I remember when you guys gave Morgan and me your demo CDs, and we went and put them on cars over at Wild Woody's and stuff after the show.
Yeah. Kevin, the singer, he listens. Oh, you know Kevin.
Yeah, I know
You're
Kevin.
actually friends with Kevin.
Yeah.
But he listens. So yeah.
Yeah, Kevin likes me, especially when I was wild.
Does
Kevin
he do,
would always
does he
have
do
to
anything
tame me.
at all anymore?
No, he actually got back into it and had a 3-piece like hard rock band, and they
Yeah.
were really good.
Because he plays guitar, right?
And I played
Singer.
bass for him for a while, but I couldn't I can't remember, but there was like making time to go play with them and then doing shit I was doing.
Yeah.
It just wasn't going to work. I think I was actually really busy with Radio Underground on FM.
Well, like, I mean, I know he was a singer for you guys, but he played guitar too. Didn't he?
Yeah.
Well, he did guitar and sing.
I seen him dabble. We went to the Halloween party, and when we went down into the basement, Kevin was down there, and he was recording some stuff, and it was just on guitar. And I think it was he might have been making some music, kind of like how Stones does. He'll record something and then he'll sing over it.
Kevin's a really good guitar player.
That's what I thought.
Yeah.
Yeah,
He's put something. Well, I'm probably going to end this because we're going to run out of. It says 6 minutes, but what'll happen is about 5 minutes you lose shit.
Yeah.
So, episode 63. I don't even know what the hell to put about it. Guess
Nope.
pizza,
Pizza.
pizza,
Pizza.
satanic metal,
Pizza and rape blob.
The Redskins.
rape blob,
Rape blob.
Gotcha.
Oh, yeah,
Uh,
Washington Redskins.
Rape blob. Anti-redskin.
briefly stand your ground laws for about 10 minutes,
Stand your ground.
and then I don't know. That kind of I don't know, Brian. Good luck with the write up. I'm not doing
That's
it.
gonna be great.
I'm not even gonna attempt to fucking try it.
Today on Schizophrenic Radio.
Yeah, where we topic lists.
You ought to just name it Pesto Drizzle. Because I
I'll-
was going to tell you about Pesto
Yeah.
Drizzle on pizza with Mike's Hot Honey.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
Pesto drizzle.
So, all right, guys. Episode 63 in the bag.
Peace.
Good night, all.
Recorded in the pits of Detroit, Michigan. Your ass is listening to Radio Underground.